performed proficient on the last state test. Learn more today at azia.gov.
Sponsored by the Arizona Department of Education.
Steve Jurich here. After working in financial services for over 20 years, I finally confirmed what investors really want, including me. And it's simple. All they're asking for is 20% annual return with no risk at 100% liquidity. Here's the problem. A money market is safe and liquid, but offers almost zero yield. Mutual funds and ETFs are liquid with upside potential, but aren't safe. A carefully selected next-generation index annuity through IQ Wealth may offer 10% ample liquidity, principal protection, and a lifetime income yield potentially double to triple that of quality bonds. By yielding more income using fewer dollars, our system allocates more money for you for capital growth. It's a winning combination.
Call leading annuity authority Steve Jurich now, 480-902-3333. Guarantees rely on the claims paying ability of the insurer, so compare with Steve, 480-902-3333. Call Steve now.
Life is challenging and ever-changing, so take control with passive income through real estate investing. Learn how, learn now. Let Del Walmsley and Lifestyles Unlimited's investors and mentors show you. Go to GiveMeTotalFreedom.com for our special offer, a financial freedom membership for only $297. That's 60% off the regular price. Enter promo code 2024. Learn to retire through real estate investing from the best. Go to GiveMeTotalFreedom.com. GiveMeTotalFreedom.com. Learn the path to retiring at GiveMeTotalFreedom.com. Code 2024.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
Live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
All right, people, settle down because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it. All right, everybody, it's Wednesday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And I have a question before we start the show. Do you feel like we haven't talked enough about the Super Bowl, or do you think we've talked too much about the Super Bowl?
Dear God, no.
Are we just getting it just right?
I think we're getting it just right. I don't think we need to talk very much about it. Who is not talking about the Super Bowl? Every radio station, every television sports outlet, they're all talking Super Bowl.
Well, they might be doing that because that's what people want to hear. So how do we know? Maybe they want to hear this.
I mean, that would be up to the fourth dimension. Of course, we want to cater to what they want, but I have to tell you, we're fine.
Yeah, okay. I was just kind of curious because I know that we went quite some time yesterday. We didn't even talk about it. And then when we did talk about it, we barely talked about it. So I'm just saying, if we're not talking enough or we're talking too much about the Super Bowl, somebody should let us know.
Well, I mean, what can you talk about the Super Bowl right now that hasn't been talked about?
I got a whole stack of stuff.
That hasn't been talked about the Super Bowl?
A whole stack right here, just a giant stack. And I don't actually care if we get to it. I just want to see if you guys want to talk about it. I'm sure Friday we'll talk about it quite a bit, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Because that's closer to it.
Yeah, tomorrow and Friday we'll probably talk quite a bit more Super Bowl. And
maybe more tomorrow because Friday Ralph is going to be with us. And you know how that will just beat the hell out of him probably. So
God, yeah.
For a lot of time.
It's going to be a bloodbath. Yeah.
Anyway, so and just let us know if you think we're not talking enough about the upcoming Super Bowl. Okay, yeah, and then if the other thing, sure, okay, you know.
I want to get one of those fluorescent. You know what I mean? Those fluorescent open signs for my house.
Okay, why do you want a fluorescent open sign?
When I'm not awake, it's off, and when I am awake, then people they could go ahead and knock on the door then. But if it's not lit, don't knock on the door. See, because I'm closed. But if it's on, see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then you can go ahead and knock on the door. You can ring the doorbell.
I don't know if open is the right thing because people might just walk right into your house. If there's an open sign, you think, well, I'm allowed to walk in. Right, so you might want to have the neon sign say something else because somebody's going to get hurt. So maybe it says something else like welcome or go F yourself. I mean, I don't know if you can have alternating.
Well,
neon.
I mean, open means I'm awake. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to take your requests at my front door. Although the answer will always be no, I will go ahead and take your request now.
Okay, let me just give you some ideas. So here's what I would do, because neon shows up more when it's dark. So I would have it active when you're asleep and then off when you're awake. And when it's so that basically you need a neon sign that says piss off.
Hey, go pound sand, Jack.
Well, mine was way shorter and that's less expensive.
Yeah,
I mean, you do whatever you
yeah.
want, but that's how I would handle that.
That's a good idea, Jeffrey. Once again, you have a superior idea.
I'm a thinker.
You
can't
are.
say I'm not a thinker.
You are a thinker. Yeah, you're what do you call that? A visionary.
I have thinky power.
Oh yeah.
Raven Kid says I had 99.3 on when I got in my car. Why did I hear an old ad for the AFC Championship game? Too soon, man. Wait, do you got a promo for the old AFC Championship thing?
I mean, I don't think so.
Or
I mean,
have we
I'll
not
go
replaced?
I'll go and check that stuff.
Yeah.
It should have killed it, but I could have missed something. Let me go check that.
Oily Stool says, I, for one, guys, would like it if you talked more hockey. All right, you Canadian bastard. We didn't ask you about hockey. We asked about Super Bowl. Okay. Yeah. So you just stay in your damn lane. If we want to talk more hockey, we'll talk more hockey, but that's not what we're talking about right now. He says, oh, my poor Edmonton Oilers finally lost a game last night. So sad. Winning streak was snapped at 16 games. I didn't know Canadians were capable of humble brags. I had no idea that they could do that. I thought that was out of their politeness range.
It's technically not impolite
to humble brag. Yo, sure it is.
It's not. It's kind of on the line. You know, it's bragging is impolite, but the humble part kind of keeps you right there in the middle. It's not.
No, it's passive aggressive. It's douchey no matter what. Oh yeah, humble brag is douchey.
I don't know, Oily Stool. I tried to bill you out there, man.
Yeah, no, we're not helping Oily Stool with this one. Wilbur says the show should always start with a weather report.
Why?
I don't know. People like your weather reports. I mean, I'm not against that. Not against that at all.
So you mean the thing would run, and then all of a sudden, from the 1580 the Fanatic Weather Center, is that what you're saying?
According to Wilbur, I don't know if I would do it that quick. Although today the weather was relevant out at the Phoenix Open, and I think I might end up getting blocked by Sean McLaughlin.
Uh-oh.
And I might have it coming because he posted up the news story that there was hail all over the Phoenix Open and everybody ran for their lives. And then I just typed underneath, what the hail? And I should be probably a 5-minute penalty for that on Twitter. So I penalized myself. I haven't been on it all day. So, but no, Sean McLaughlin might see that and go, click. Yeah, because I wouldn't blame him. I might do the same thing myself if I seen something like that. Anyway, so hail. Do we have more hail coming? Do we have more rain coming? Because
you don't know.
I don't know if I should have the landscapers here on Friday because you know how when the grass is wet and they mow it and then when they turn around the lawnmower and it makes this big green circle on the pool deck. Oh my God, I hate that.
Yeah,
I hate that lumpy clumps of wet grass that gets left behind.
Yeah.
And then that streak of green that comes off the tires. That's Jesus. That's like a week or two before that goes away.
I'm looking in the. I don't see anything in here about the championship playoff game. I don't see anything in here.
No. Maybe it was on one of the other shows, maybe on the national show or something. I don't know.
Could be. Yeah.
Big George, you know what? Again, if you keep starting your opening texts with that garbage, I'm not going to read your text. So I'm going to go right.
Like happy hump day?
Yeah, happy hump day. He says, Suns had a nice win last night against the Greek Freak and the Milwaukee Bucks. Boy, I bet the Bucks are happy to have Doc Rivers as their head coach. I don't think they're sad about it, George. And let's be honest, they didn't lose because of Doc Rivers. They lost because they're shorthanded. And we got Booker, Durant, and Beal. That's the two reasons last night went the way it did. Although, you know, the Suns weren't shooting great on the 3-pointers. They were only 8 of 28. It's like, come on, guys, stop. Just stop shooting the 3 at that point and get you more 2s.
Yeah.
they did enough, I guess, because 114 to 106. I mean, the Suns, were neck and neck with the Bucks the entire first half, and then they finally pulled away in the second half.
Well, until KD, hurt one of the guys from the Bucks. I mean,
it's probably intentional.
Pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm sure it's intentional.
I mean, KD
Middleton
doesn't do that, unless it's on purpose.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Middleton came down, and Durant made sure his foot was in the right place.
Right under him. Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
And here's the sad thing is, though, they did say the X-rays were negative. So better luck next time, Kevin Durant.
That's good. That's good. Yeah.
Because I mean, we know you tried. That's all that matters.
I don't know that that's what was going on, but I will say about the 3-point shooting. They were more aggressive in the second half, going towards the basket, and that opened up a lot of those shots. I think
who was more aggressive?
The Suns were.
Oh,
I thought that they had a couple of plays in that second half. A couple of Bradley Beal plays where he realized that the guard that was against him was smaller than him, and then he just backed them all the way down, like your dad used to do when you play basketball against him. It was kind of funny. And then he'd turn around, he'd hit the shot, and then he'd hit him with the too small, put his hand all the way down on the ground. And he had a back-to-back plays of that, and then it just started to open up, I think, a lot of things for the Suns. They were going to the basket, getting those calls, finishing through contact. And Nurkic had a couple of really big plays around the rim as well, and that was really fun to watch. And then the 3-point shots opened up, and they started making those. So yeah, I'd like to see them play more inside out moving forward.
So all the 8 3-point shots came later in the game?
Not all 8 of them, but a lot of the ones I remember, a lot of the big shots I remember, a couple of Grayson Allen threes, a Bradley Beal 3. Those were second half shots.
At any point you find yourself shooting 29% from the 3-point line, you maybe tell the guys, hey, unless you've got a clear open for sure 3, let's just get to the basket and let's just keep going there.
And they did miss some open threes too. It wasn't all.
That doesn't make me feel better.
Forcing it. Well, no, you just have bad shooting nights. Like shooting threes, they're like that. I mean, how many times have we seen Steph Curry,
the bad shooting night, and
Steph Curry go 2 of 15 from 3? Shooters shoot, and this is a jump shooting team. Like you're
shoot. Yes, I think the Stars. You're like, okay, you go ahead and do what you can. Nobody else had better shoot a damn 3-pointer. Yeah. Nobody else needs to do this because we need some more points. I've seen teams lose leads, bricking. And I hate that. It's like when the threes aren't landing, knock it off.
But it's the Stars that were missing a lot of the shots for this.
Then you start to talk to them about it. Say, guys, maybe we need a different look at this. I mean, you got to know how to coach your guys. I'm just saying.
I just think that they're a jump shooting team. That's what they are. So you kind of live and die by it a little bit, but you do have to figure out when to get aggressive, when to go to the basket as well. But they weren't in danger of losing the game because of shooting. This is actually one of the games where they've been the most consistent, where they started off solid and then they closed out the game solidly as well.
What it shows me is this could have been a blowout, but it ended up being closer than it needed to be because they were throwing up threes they didn't be throwing up. 29%. That sticks in the head. 29%.
It does, but if this is what happened every night, I'd be right there with you. But
I'm not worried. I'm just saying, in this case, in this moment, there is some point in the game where you have to recognize, okay, the thing that we're doing here is not working. Let's try this thing over here. Whatever it is.
And there wasn't anybody having one of those nights where they shot 10. It was spread over Durant, Beal, and Booker. Honestly, those are the guys that missed the most threes of anybody.
What needs to happen on a night like this, Jeffrey, is that you need somebody to go in and double fist that ball, just right there, just slam-o, whammo.
It's called double fisting.
Just double fist that ball.
Yeah, it's not what they call it.
I don't think that.
See what I'm saying?
You need to do that.
I get it. Break that glass. Oh my God, a double fister. Whammo, slammo.
But that's not. Yeah, I don't know why you keep calling it that. But Kevin Durant did have a monster dunk that I thought got them rolling back in the right track.
I saw that.
They're kind of going off track a little bit.
He goes up there for the dunk and he gets contact and he kind of, as he turns in midair and goes, still doing it. Boom.
Yeah, my arms are long enough. I can get this done. And it was on top of Giannis too, which
You could tell when he came down, he was impressed with himself too. He was kind of grinning like, oh my God, that just
I
happened.
still think a
Wow.
double
It's-
fister whammo slammo would just, open up the
Yeah,
floodgates
you
from there.
just
A
probably-
double fister swammo slammo.
Yeah, I'll explain to you on the break why you don't want to
yeah,
call
that's
it
not
that.
the
It's
right
not
name.
what they call it.
But yeah, look, Kevin, you can tell Kevin Durant was impressed with himself too, because he usually mean mugs when he's impressed. He was kind of.
It was a nice smile, like, oh my God, what was that? Pickleball? No. Pineapple Express, you should know better than that. Yeah, we're never going to talk pickleball. We're not going to talk more pickleball. We're not going to talk less pickleball. We've talked exactly as much pickleball as we're going to talk. He says, I enjoy playing with the old people down at the YMCA. You enjoy that. You know what? Enjoy throwing darts. We're not talking about that on air. Enjoy playing shuffleboard. We're not talking about that on air. Whatever makes you happy, you go for it. So if all these people want to go play a non-sport, I don't care what you do, but we're not talking about it. Why? It's not a sport. Never will be. Don't care what anyone says. Donnie says, what time should we head over to your Super Bowl party, Jeffrey? I think you should probably head over on Tuesday. And
Yeah, Tuesday sounds right.
and then realize halfway here you're not invited. The Whopper says more hockey. No, we don't. You know what? Speaking of hockey, what the hell's going on with the Coyotes? Because we were told, hey, we're looking at some land over there in the East Valley. We're seriously going to do, and we really believed it. We're like, oh, well, Fiesta Mall area, is it the riverfront? And then all of a sudden they come out and say, hey, we're looking at some land up north, some BLM land, maybe, huh? I feel like we're being misled. I don't know what the hell's going on here. Or they keep trying things and it keeps not working. But this is getting ridiculous. I don't know what is going on with the Arizona Coyotes. They don't have a plan. They don't have land. They don't have anything going on. I feel like we're being a little bit misled here.
Well, according to the AZ Central today, the team is looking to purchase land at the northwest corner of Loop 101, Scottsdale Road, North Phoenix.
That's not where they had alluded to before.
No,
they said it was going to
is
be in
not.
North Mesa.
And I'm willing to bet
I'm
something.
looking at buying an island in Montana. That's not going to happen right away because I don't have $72 million, but I am just as much looking at buying an island in Montana as the Coyotes are looking at buying some land for this imaginary arena they want to build.
Well, it was printed in the newspaper, so
it's state land, and so they're trying to go through the process of acquiring it, which is not a straightforward process. Apparently,
anytime you get state or a federal government involved, it's not a straightforward process. No, there's a lot of bribes you got to pay.
Oh, tons.
A lot of officials you got to pay off.
Sure.
You got to drop a few $100 million here, a few $100 million there. I mean, it takes some time.
So, and listen, fine. If you had started with, hey, there's some land, it's BLM, so it's going to take a little minute, but we're going to work on it. I'd be like, right on, guys. But they keep saying, hey, we got this idea. Hey, we got this over here. Hey, we got this. And they keep changing it. And how can you take them seriously right now?
I agree. I think they're trying to figure out a way to keep people invested and keep people interested in the idea of them staying around.
So
they're putting stuff out there.
Just don't even talk.
Yeah,
would have been better.
Yeah, I agree, because I feel like there may be some hiccups to some of the ideas that they have. So they go to pursue it and realize they can't happen, and then have to go back to everybody and say, oops, our bad. Let's go ahead and try again with this new thing. But now it just sounds like you're stringing everybody along.
Yeah. This this doesn't make any sense. I no, thank you. Coyotes, just keep it to yourself till you actually have a plan. You know what? They're going to move this team. They don't figure something out. The NHL is going to make them move this team. And the NHL will lean on them. It's like, okay, time to go. Fish Tank says, Toby Keith died yesterday. I guess God put a boot up his ass.
That's a lyric from one of his songs.
If that boot was cancer, yes. Big George says, wow, Jeffrey, sorry for being happy. Well, I don't care if you're happy, George. I just don't need all these dumb soccer mom-isms. He says, the work week's halfway over, and that makes me happy. It makes us all happy. Is Donnie okay? He says he was having a meltdown on Twitter last night because the Timberwolves lost to the Bulls and dropped to 4th place.
That was quick.
So here's how you need to deal with Donnie on the Twitter. Yeah, every time he talks a bunch of garbage, what happens? His teams suffer. He is personally responsible for his own karma. In fact, I even responded to that. He's like, why is this happening? Oh, it was about his, I don't know, somebody having diarrhea or something. I says, karma. It's karma, Donnie. You talk so much garbage about everybody else's teams and whatever, and you troll and you say horrible things. So, of course, all of your sports are going to suck when you do that. It's karma. And if you're a Minnesota fan of the Vikings, of the Timberwolves, of the Minnesota Twins, your team's sucking is Donnie's fault.
Huh.
And you should find him on Twitter and let him know he needs to knock it off. 888-368-1580. Hunter says, don't worry, guys. Don't worry. Coyotes will soon be Utah's problem as they're going to probably relocate to Salt Lake City, per my Mormon sources. Dude, you got Mormon sources? Wow. Do they come to your house on 10 speeds, or is this people you'd actually call on the phone? I'm curious. Raven Kid says, do we count bowling as a sport?
No.
Only because Radio Ron, who owns the radio station,
no.
And yeah, that's the only reason it's in the It's a Sport column. So, yeah,
But
it's a sport.
even if it is, we're not talking about it.
No, not really. Moist One says, Randy is right. A double fister. Since when Moist One agrees with you, that should tell you right there it's wrong.
You gotta look when you're
Randy,
not having
I'm
your
not-
flat shooting night. You got a double
no,
fister.
Randy.
Whammo!
I'll explain it to you here during the break and try not to be too horrified. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Free air-chilled boneless chicken breasts and 4 juicy boneless pork chops with your order. omahasteaks.com/vsin.
Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
Couple of games on the board tonight in the NBA. The LA Clippers at home taking on the New Orleans Pelicans. Clippers on top of the Western Conference, favored by 7 points, minus 280 on the money line. New Orleans plus 230, over under 231.5. Sacramento home to take on the Detroit Pistons, who have the worst record in the NBA. Sacramento a 13.5-point home favorite, minus 820. Pistons plus 570, over under 242. Celtics home to take on the Atlanta Hawks. Boston an 11.5-point favorite, minus 670. Atlanta plus 490, over under in Boston 245. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
It's game day at Jim's house, and the spread is impressive.
Mike's already done some damage with the hot wings, and now he's dropping back and going deep for another slice of pizza.
I sure hope he brought the Pepto.
Mike knows the Pepto-Bismol provides fast 5-symptom relief from unexpected stomach upsets. He's no rookie.
The way he's throwing back those nachos, he's the GOAT.
Be ready for game day with Pepto-Bismol.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Jeffrey O'Brien here, and congratulations. You just made it through the hottest summer in Arizona history. No lie. The only proof you need is in that electric bill. If you don't have solar, I wonder how bad it's going to get next year. You need to call Harmon Solar today. Harmon Solar could save you over 80% off your electric bills. They're a locally owned, family-owned company. Call Harmon Solar for a free estimate. 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go to harmonsolar.com.
Catch Sun Devil baseball for the final season in the Pac-12 Conference. The Sun Devils host an incredible home schedule that features teams like Ohio State, Oregon, USC, and Arizona. Season tickets are available starting at $150, and limited seats are still available at the field level. Grab your seats today by calling 480-727-0000 or go online to sundeviltickets.com.
The Valley of the Sun will roar to life this spring.
This ought to get pretty wild here.
Why is that, you may ask? Because NASCAR is coming to Phoenix, and it's going to be a weekend of good vibes the whole family won't forget. The best-in-class fan experience meets racing's toughest drivers for 3 days of action on and off the track. all surrounded by the beautiful Estrella Mountains. NASCAR weekend at Phoenix Raceway, March 8th through the 10th. Get your tickets now at phoenixraceway.com.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 6 to 8 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by PlayGolfMyrtleBeach.com, the golf capital of the world. Hosts Mark Greenhelch and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Ken Barkley here, reminding you to check out You Better You Bet. Why, you ask? Well, because we bring the fun, the insight, and all the wagertainment you need. Plus, hopefully, we win a couple bets along the way, from up-to-the-minute breakdowns of backdoor covers, bad beats, and the cheers and tears that come with them, obviously. Plus, betting analysis from some of the best minds in the sports wagering world. Join myself and Nick Costos and tune into You Better You Bet, weekdays from noon to 3 on Arizona's sports betting station 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Donnie says, shut up, Big George. I guess he's paying attention. Baker's Cocky Hen says, I saw a coyote in the East Valley just the other day. Build these things a stadium before they eat all the small yappy dogs. Yeah, never mind, actually. No, that's a good point. Don't why mess up a good thing. Pull the Plug says, bowling is more of a sport than soccer. Sucker. No.
You don't have to be in great physical shape to bowl.
You really don't.
It
No,
changes nothing about the game.
I think we're gonna stick with that there. He also pulled the plug in all caps, says BLM land, kill the donkeys, then build an ice skating arena in Canada. All right. I have no idea what you're on about. He says nobody cares about hockey. No one. Whammo slammo. Okay. Thanks. Pull the plug. So there are people like Pull the Plug who get their hands on over-the-counter medications and make other things out of them, I guess. So,
Yep.
Hey, by the way, happy National Fettuccine Alfredo Day.
Ooh.
That's today, for real. And my wife says she's going to make it tonight. So, yes. A lot of times, if it's Taco Tuesday, I don't get tacos on Tuesday. I end up getting tacos on Thursday or whatever. So when I said, hey, National Fettuccine Alfredo Day, she's like, yep. And I was like, what were we going to have? She said, salmon. I'm like, oh. And so now we're just having fettuccine Alfredo.
Nice.
But I don't mind. That's the thing. I'm good either way. I'm easy. But here's the thing. Did you know where fettuccine Alfredo came from?
Italy.
Well, you're right. You're right.
Olive Garden.
But here's the thing. Not
Nero's
Olive
Castle.
No, you're right. Just let me just tell you.
Oh.
So there's this guy by the name of Alfredo, an actual guy named Alfredo
Yeah.
de Lillo. He started working in a restaurant that his mom owned back in 1892. Well, eventually he took over the restaurant, and he had his own special sauce. He actually invented this. It was originally in different ways, different sauces, maybe some butter and cheese, and it was known as macaroni romaneschi or whatever. Well, so he comes along though, and he's like, you know what? I'm trying to win over this gal here, and who will later become my wife, right? He's like, I want her to eat here. So, here, how about this? It's a blend of noodles, cheese, butter, and then a creamy texture. And he made this in 1908. Actually, and he was trying to get his wife to eat it after she gave birth to their first child. And so he's like, how about this? And she loved it. And so they started serving it at the restaurant. So here comes Douglas Fairbanks and his wife, Mary Pickford. And they're like, oh, wow, we'll have that. Oh, my gosh, that is so good. Can we get the recipe? And they brought the recipe back to the United States.
Yeah.
And the rest is history. We stole it from the Italians in 1920. And it's actually named after the guy who invented it, Fettuccine Alfredo.
If that's not the most American thing.
Wow. Yeah, we totally stole it. Totally stole it. But
and didn't even bother to take the guy's name off. Just, it's fine.
Yeah, we're not even messing around. We're We're just begging for a copyright lawsuit here. Whatever. Fettuccine Alfredo. Oh, no, not that Alfredo. Come on. Anyway, so that's where it comes from. This dude named Alfredo. So anyway, I like the history of things. I like to know where things came from. Moist One says, put the salmon in the pasta. Yeah, my wife makes such amazing salmon that I don't think I'd want to mix it with something else. It's just right the way it is. Kiss the Cook says, freaking wipe your snotty nose, swallow your pride, and go back to Glendale, you bastards. I hope he's talking about the Coyotes.
I think he's talking about the Coyotes.
Not talking about us. I feel like that was directed at us. You're talking about the Coyotes, right, Kiss the Cook?
I mean, he's not wrong. There is a perfectly built stadium there already.
Yeah, but it's not even about the pride. I don't think that they're wanted there anymore. So much bad blood between the Coyotes and the city of Glendale. I guess a good question somebody could ask. Hey, if they apologized, would you want them back?
And would more money fix this problem?
Yeah,
that seems to be a thing that solves a lot of those kinds of disputes. Is I know you guys hate us more than usual, but we have money. Would you accept more money?
Yeah, more money to Glendale would be a lot less money than building a new arena.
Exactly.
How did you guys feel about the Glendale arena? For the Coyotes. How did you feel about that place?
I thought it was a great arena for hockey. There's not a bad seat in the house. I mean,
parking's good. Concessions were good.
Parking is easy. The concessions are good. I mean, getting around, getting in, getting out. All kinds of opportunities for you to access the freeways and highways and byways. It's not a problem at all. It's right there off the 101. It's right there.
Except for it's way the hell over there, and it's not centrally located for most people. And that's, I think, one of the things that the Coyotes were trying to solve. But if you go all the way north on the 101 into north Scottsdale, you're really not doing anybody any favors, really. I mean, kind of, but not really.
I guess that's what I'm trying to say. It was good. But I think it's irreparable damage with the city of Glendale. I think the city of Glendale wanted too much, and I think that the Coyotes were not willing to do that.
So, do you want to do some more hot stoving?
All right.
I didn't say that right, did I? It just doesn't work, does it? Does that work as a term?
Stoving? You could say that if you'd like.
Does it sound cool? Because I think you should. I don't know if that's what people say when they love baseball.
Yeah,
we're gonna do some hot stoving.
Hot stoving. All right. Here we go.
Well, if it sounds dumb and awkward, just tell me. I won't say it again.
No, it doesn't sound dumb. It's
Keon made a face when I said.
Well, my face was I don't know if that's a cool thing or not. I don't know. Because I just heard about the hot stove yesterday.
You didn't even know the term?
No.
Let's do some more hot stoving.
Yeah. Huh. Hell, I even knew the term before yesterday.
Yeah, I don't know.
So that's strange that I knew something you didn't.
I just hadn't heard it before.
So I sound super cool now. Because it's like I'm starting this thing.
So you're like,
some hot stoving.
You were like, is it a thing? And I just made a face like, I don't know.
I thought the face was
hot stoving.
That hot stoving sounded dumb.
Oh no, I don't know. I have no clue whether or not it sounds
all right.
good.
Well, then I'm starting the term. Let's do some hot stoving.
Let's do some hot stoving.
And that's where we need hot stoving. Check it and see. Yeah. Because hot stoving.
103.
We're going to have to work this out.
Got a fever of 103.
Hot stoving. Yeah, we just need to work out the details. Hurry Harry says, what is hot stoving? Well, the Major League Baseball hot stove, we talked about yesterday how that phrase came about, that in the 1900s, people would gather to talk about baseball in the winter months because what the hell else was there to talk about? And they would gather around the stove in the kitchen and the hot stove to keep warm. And then, of course, when they'd have these very passionate discussions, whether they were near a stove or not, it was like that. Everybody got all sweaty and arguing baseball and stuff. So that's what Major League Baseball hot stove is. Now, hot stoving means we're talking about stuff.
Free agents.
Like
hot
that. Yes.
stoving. Check it and see.
Jose Altuve, 125.
Houston.
Yeah, it's not running. We got to work on this. We're gonna have to work on this. But yeah, Jose Altuve now has a $125 million extension, and by the time he's done, he'll have made $300 million as a second
Houston
baseman.
Astro. Yeah, Houston Astro.
Yeah, he'll finish up with the cheaters.
Mm-hmm.
He was the original cheater too, wasn't he?
He was on the original cheaters. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So don't ever tell your kids cheaters never prosper, because $300 million.
Well, he is a favorite there in Houston, and they wanted to sign him, and it was his desire to stay a Houston Astro, or another word that I have for him. I can't say that on the radio.
Yeah, don't say that on the radio.
I mean, you already chastised me during the break about double fister at the hoop.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
you said it again. We're hoping you don't say it anymore.
I mean, I don't
say it.
understand if you're.
I've
throwing
already
the
made it
basketball
clear.
down,
Randy,
both.
You said you understood. I actually gave you a physical demonstration pantomime, and you just can't keep saying that. Fish Tank says hot stovin'. Oh, see, now he's using my term. Hot stovin'. Hey, where the hell's Snell gonna land?
Well, I don't know. He might have to re-sign with the Padres. We'll have to wait and see when spring training gets going. Oh, by the way, I got it on good information. The Diamondbacks are already in camp. Pitchers and catchers were supposed to report on the 14th.
Seems early.
Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, buy your lover some gifts on Valentine's Day on the 14th of February. This public service announcement brought to you by CRC Broadcast. The Diamondbacks are already there and working out. And,
is that normal?
Out.
Seems early.
Well, I mean, they're excited to get going. I think they are excited after what happened last season, and the team is excited to get back together and start playing some balls. So Diamondbacks are already in camp, but where's Blake Snell going to land? There's a lot of rumors out there. I don't know who to believe. I'll be honest with you. And I think we all have to wait and see until the offer is made and the contract is signed, because a lot of this is speculation. Remember, just the other day, Cliff Kingsbury to the Raiders, and where did he end up?
Not the Raiders.
Washington Commanders.
Yeah, sorry. I didn't want to say
sorry,
it out loud
Keon.
for Keon.
Sorry, Keon. I didn't mean to bring that up again. But
yeah, it's
that's why I don't like to say anything unless I have some absolute proof. And that was Adam Schefter, by the way, that reported that Kingsbury was going to the Raiders.
Oh, he wasn't wrong.
He ended up.
No, he wasn't
ended
wrong.
Up with the Washington Commandos, though.
He backed out from the Raiders.
He backed out of
going to the Raiders.
Yeah, sorry about that.
They had an agreement and everything, and then he backed
Mm-hmm.
out.
Dirtbagged him.
No, I said you can't blame yourself, Randy. Sometimes I just let my thoughts wander, and then I remember that Cliff Kingsbury is the offensive coordinator of my team, and I die a little inside. There's nothing you can do about it.
Nothing will take care of a good day faster than remembering that Cliff Kingsbury is running your offense.
What were we talking about, Jeffrey?
Yeah, just saying. Mark Safe from ever having Cliff Kingsbury do anything on the Colts. Thank you. You guys, I'm sorry, can't say the same. Baker's Cocky Hen says money will never change the feeling Altuve gets when a fan heckles him. I mean, it might help some, but it's still going to bother him.
Yeah, I mean, it's too bad, but Major League Baseball and, old drunky drunk there in Manhattan has made his choice not to punish any of those 2017 cheaters. And so it goes. Houston has 2 recorded World Series in the past 5 years, and they will continue on. And Altuve signing a huge contract today, keeping him most likely keeping him an Astro until he retires.
So there you go. Major League Baseball, hot stovin'. All right.
Hot stovin'. Check it and see.
I don't know if this is hot stovin', but you know how the Oakland Athletics are supposed to go to Vegas?
Supposed to, yeah.
They did all this stuff like, hey, we're going to Las Vegas, and
And the owners approved it.
Yeah, they're like, bye. And then the Vegas is like, come on over, let's do this. Everything was like on track. They're working on the land thing. They're doing the thing. They're working on putting together a $380 million public financing, and all this stuff is happening. And then out of nowhere, and I'm not sure why, Mayor Carolyn Goodman of Las Vegas, she's sitting there minding her own business. And, somebody's asking her, hey, how's it going there with the Oakland A's? And just for no reason, She says, I personally think the A's have got to figure out a way to stay in Oakland to make their dreams come true. Sorry, what?
Damn.
What? I thought you wanted the Oakland A's there. She says, well, if it should fail, Las Vegas has shown that it's a spectacular market for major league sports franchises.
Yeah.
Why are you, they're already, what are you talking about, Carolyn? They're already saying they're leaving. They're making plans to be here. Why are you telling them? She's like, no, they should try. They should try to do another plan. They should try it again.
Well, Carolyn is in her 80s. So
Is she
maybe
really?
she forgot. Yeah. Maybe she forgot it was already happening.
Well,
that happens when you get in your 80s.
$1.5 billion stadium is on the way to your city. And this means, good things for the city, just as much. And
does it though? It's
why
the
is
Oakland A's.
I don't. It's the A's are very bad, and I don't know. The way I was reading her comments, it doesn't sound like she thinks it's a guarantee that the A's showing up is going to make them money. And because the Vegas Raiders were previously the Oakland Raiders, she said a lot of people from Oakland already come out to Vegas to go cheer on the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
So keeping a sports franchise in Oakland, in her mind, it seems like would benefit Vegas from just keeping the fans passionate, but then having them
makes no sense.
Yeah, look, I'm not saying it makes sense. I'm just saying that that's what it seems like she was trying to say.
Part of the issue is $380 million of the public financing for the Vegas baseball stadium. It's being challenged.
Well, I mean, she says the A's really want to stay in Oakland. They want to be on the water. They have that magnificent dream, and yet they can't get it done.
Yeah.
So is she trying to say these things so that Vegas votes for it? Like, oh, we're in danger of losing them. Like she's saying, they should go. It's very confusing.
She's either crazy or crazy like a fox. Like that might actually be a way of trying to manipulate them into pushing for the stadium in Vegas more. If she's saying, hey, look, you've got everything you need over there. How could we ever compete? And then, Vegas pours money into this.
Here's the situation. I think Las Vegas is maybe a bit spoiled because they got an expansion team in the NHL, and in the second or third year, the NHL team won the Stanley Cup. They currently reigning Stanley Cup champions in their only second year of existence. Was it second or first? They went to the Stanley Cup Finals.
I thought it was the first, but then you guys said it was the second.
And now you've got a team coming over in the by the name of the Athletics. Oh dear God, these guys haven't sniffed the playoffs since it was early in the 2000s, maybe in the 90s. It was the last time they sniffed the playoffs, and ultimately I think they lost in the first round of the playoffs, and they didn't get to go anywhere. And I think what Mayor Carolyn is saying here, we'd love to have a major league ball club here in the city of Las Vegas, just not yours. So go back to Oakland and stay there for a while.
Yeah, this is a very odd thing for the mayor to be putting out there. So you can read a bunch of different stuff into it, I guess. Also, she just might be senile. Big George says the mayor of Las Vegas has no say in the stadium since it's being built in unincorporated Clark County, Nevada, in Paradise, Nevada. None of this is actually in Las Vegas proper.
I thought it was on the Strip.
Yeah,
was it not?
Me too.
That's what
George?
she even said in her statement. So I don't know that.
She says the mayor and the city do not have jurisdiction over the Strip, which falls under the oversight of Clark County. The Strip is part of Clark County.
Gotcha. But I wouldn't say that she has no say. She doesn't have power over the situation, but does she have influence? Does she have the connections to turn people against certain proposals?
I think she probably doesn't. If George is saying that, I would trust George.
I'm not saying in the sense that she can.
No, I'm pretty sure I hear
the mayor
you
said it too,
contradicting George. So
yeah, I'm not contradicting George. I'm saying what she is.
Pretty sure
I'm saying she's a politician, and politicians go
Contradict George.
and talk to other people and say, hey, I'll make this deal with you. So she may not specifically have the direct influence, because that's what Big George is saying.
No.
But she might be able to have some indirect influence because she is a politician and that's how they work. That's their job.
Fish Tank says, I think the mayor might just be trying to continue to get the Oakland fan bases to support as the A's come over. Well, this is a strange way of doing it.
Well, that's the thing.
A weird way to try to round up support.
No, I don't think so. If she has no ability to stop this thing from happening,
She looks like a grandma. Is what she looks like.
then-
I mean,
yes, but if she has no influence to stop this, then she's just kissing up to the Oakland fans. Boy, I wish your team could stay. Boy, I
Raven
wish
Kid.
that you had all the things you wanted.
Raven Kid says, weren't the Oakland A's just in the playoffs in 2020? Yeah, they were. So shut up, kid. Anyway, Baker's
were they going to win anything?
2020. No. The A's?
Nobody paid attention.
I mean,
during
every now
COVID.
and then the A's moneyball their way into the postseason, wherein they do nothing and get sent home in the first round, like every year.
Baker's Cocky Hen says Carolyn is excited to welcome the Springfield Isotopes to the new stadium. Why not? All right, listen, we got to take a break. When we come back, we have more abstract and strange things to talk about, and we'll, of course, catch up on all these conversations too. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 Fanatic.
Chris Brockman here from the world famous Rich Eisen Show. Football's regular season may be over, but that doesn't mean your fantasy season is. The big game is right around the corner, and basketball season is really heating up. There's no better way to get in on the action than with Prize Picks, the #1 daily fantasy sports app. This isn't like other daily fantasy apps where you're playing against a bunch of sharks. It's just you against the numbers. And with the right selections, you could turn $10 into $1,000 with just a few taps. For the big game, I'm picking San Francisco's running back over touchdowns and Kansas City's tight end over receptions. With over 7 million sports fans already signed up, I am one of them. Right now, Prize Picks will match your first deposit up to $100. They're even offering a big game special. If Kansas City's quarterback throws for more than 1 yard, you win. Just download the Prize Picks app and use the code PRIMETIME. That's code PRIMETIME on Prize Picks for a first deposit match of up to $100. Prize Picks. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
The Valley of the Sun will roar to life this spring.
This ought to get pretty wild here.
Why is that, you may ask? Because NASCAR is coming to Phoenix, and it's going to be a weekend of good vibes the whole family won't forget. The best-in-class fan experience meets racing's toughest drivers for 3 days of action on and off the track, all surrounded by the beautiful Estrella Mountains. NASCAR weekend at Phoenix Raceway, March 8th through the 10th. Get your tickets now at phoenixraceway.com.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Brakes? We can save you 15% on that. We have OE quality Duralast brake pads and rotors in stock, ready for pickup or delivery. We also have calipers, brake fluid, tools, and anything else you'll need to do the job right. When you get Duralast pads and rotors together, you'll save 15%. It's just part of what makes us America's #1 brakes destination.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
With all the school supplies your child will need over the years, it can be easy to overlook the most important one of all, money, which is a good reason to open an AZ 529 education savings plan. Whether you invest $15 or $150 a month, your money grows tax-free. By the time your little one is ready for college, vocational school, or workforce training, they'll have all the savings they need to get the job of their dreams. Visit az529.gov to get started.
This message is sponsored by the Office of the Arizona State Treasurer.
The Valley of the Sun will roar to life this spring.
This ought to get pretty wild here.
Why is that, you may ask? Because NASCAR is coming to Phoenix, and it's going to be a weekend of good vibes the whole family won't forget. The best-in-class fan experience meets racing's toughest drivers for 3 days of action on and off the track, all surrounded by the beautiful Estrella Mountains. NASCAR weekend at Phoenix Raceway, March 8th through the 10th. Get your tickets now at phoenixraceway.com.
If it's local, we talk about it.
1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic.
Danny Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. So we're your home of the Super Bowl. We have an entire day of Super Bowl broadcast for you starting at noon p.m. on Sunday. Got the Super Bowl preview, and then we got the Super Bowl Insider, then we got the Super Bowl Sunday show, and then after that, we got the Super Bowl. And, of course, you can hear the Super Bowl here on 1580 The Fanatic and also on Money Radio 1510 and 105.3 FM. So no matter where you are in the Valley, tell you what, you'll have a hard time not getting the Super Bowl if you want to hear it. So 888-368-1580. Fish Tank says, you guys know the A's are a better franchise than we remember. They were in the playoffs in 2018, 2019, 2020. Yeah.
Yeah, they lost in the wild card game each one of those years.
Yeah, but at least they got there.
And 2020, I don't think they
we weren't there. Were we there? I don't know if we were there.
Yeah.
So it makes them better than us.
Does it? Because they don't spend money. So they're basically having to statistically analyze their way into the most optimal team to make the playoffs.
But they get there?
They get there, but then they don't do anything. Would you rather do that, or would you rather spend some time building a team that maybe doesn't get there every year? But when you
million times, I think I can count a million times, Keon, where you told me that a coach, well, this guy, he at least got him there, even though they lost. He got him to a playoff, even though they lost. So, I mean, at least they got him there.
I believe I've said that in championships. Getting to the wild card is fine, but like, that's a one-off. Don't you want to get to the, let's play a series?
I'm just saying, when you're a team that doesn't get to the wild card very often.
But they get to the wild card seemingly a lot. Wouldn't you
like?
So, not the Diamondbacks.
That's what I'm talking about.
I mean,
I'm looking at them from over here.
But what I'm trying to say is, I would much rather have a situation where we build a team that maybe doesn't get there every year, but when you get there, get the opportunity, you try to cash it in for a ring. That's what I thought we were playing this thing for.
No, we did try.
Well, if you get to the playoffs, but I'm saying that run is much more respectable than we got to the wild card 3 and 4 years and got dispatched in the first round.
Let's look at the two different divisions here. In the American League West, you've got Houston, who's been dominating the West. Then you got the Angels. Then you got Seattle, and you got Texas, and you got Oakland, and so it would be, I think it would be easy to get to the wild card game in the American League coming out of the West. Much harder would be the National League West. Wouldn't you agree?
Good point.
Yeah.
Fifth letter says, Keon, with all due respect, you're starting to sound like Donnie.
In what way?
Quick to bash other people's teams, and all your teams suck. Be easy, my friend.
But I'm not bashing them. I think it's good to get to the championship. Or I think it's good to get to the playoffs. First off, my team won a title in 2019. So let's not talk about that. My team has done more than the A's have done in the last decade. But the point is,
he's big league in our Diamondbacks now. Hear that?
I'm talking about.
He's all about Diamondbacks until
I'm talking about the A's.
Bagging on the Diamondbacks.
This has got nothing to do with the Diamondbacks.
Why he wants to
get there and slap the A's, you got to step on top of us.
No, I don't. No, I don't. I'm not talking about that. Because whatever you say about the Diamondbacks, they were able to put together a team that could go to a World Series. Something the A's have not actually managed to do in the last decade of life of mine. So this is the thing. If you're trying to go win a championship, you have to spend some money. Even the Diamondbacks have spent some money. The A's don't spend any because they're so cheap and they're running away from their fans because they don't want to pay for the stadium.
Well,
forget the players.
They don't want to pay for the stadium, and they've asked the city council there in Oakland, and the Oakland city council has said, not no, but hell no. And so they decided, okay, then we're leaving. We want a better stadium.
And this is
and we don't want to pay
Oakland
for it.
Responded.
Well, they don't want to pay for it. That's true.
Yeah. Happy trails.
Fighting Wampus says the reason the Athletics can't pay players because they're in the oldest stadium in Major League Baseball. No ticket revenue equals no money to pay players.
Oh, stop it. They have not been paying players for ages. That's not new.
That's true. What Keon's saying.
They were so cheap for so long. Even when that stadium was better, they made a movie about how cheap the team was.
But it's the fifth oldest in Major League Baseball. It's the fifth oldest, and the city council, if they were so hot to trot to keep Major League Baseball in Oakland, then wouldn't you think they would have come up with a way? Now, I know the city of Oakland is not like this. It's pretty impoverished in the city of Oakland. I mean, what kind of pluses do they have there that are really making a ton of money? San Francisco, meanwhile, just across the bay,
Okay,
is making a lot of money.
I got some ideas here. So first off, plenty of extra parking at the In-N-Out that closed down because there was too much crime. So there's one. Plenty of extra parking around since the Warriors left, and also since the Raiders left. So plenty of extra parking. And if you got good insurance, almost guaranteed a new car after you get home.
If you get home.
I should work for the Chamber of Commerce there.
Yes,
it's just, but you said they had the fourth oldest stadium. So the Cubs have
fifth oldest.
Fifth oldest. The other four oldest teams, are they finding that it's hard to make money? Like the stadium is not the only reason. If the team is good,
I mean, Chicago Cubs are okay, but look at the White Sox.
I mean, the White Sox are a disaster.
Same city.
I don't want to tell you about
same city.
But the Cubs have been able to put together better teams. So, like, you can't tell me that the reason you can't afford players is the fans.
I don't.
You're the billionaire that owns the team. If you can't put together a good team,
there's the issue.
Don't own the team.
The billionaire that owns the club is not willing to put money.
That's what I'm trying to say.
I blame Jose Altuve.
As you should.
I'm saying that because I haven't said anything.
Listen, anything that's happening internationally, I blame Jose Altuve for that too, honestly. But the thing is, like, I don't blame the fans for this at all. This is not their fault.
It's not the fans' fault.
It's just, and it's not the city's fault necessarily, because it's not their responsibility to build you a new stadium. You have billions of dollars.
A lot of people were saying they don't draw a lot of fans. I don't know very many fans that want to go to the Oakland County Coliseum and watch the A's play and take their lives in their hands by going there. Same with the South Side of Chicago. I don't know many fans that want to roll up there in the South Side of Chicago and take their lives in their hands to watch a baseball game.
Swazman says, okay, first season, the Knights of Las Vegas made it to the Stanley Cup final. Last year, with their sixth season, they won the cup. I think the Diamondbacks made it to the playoffs their second season and won the title in their fourth season.
That is correct. Yeah.
That does sound about right. Yeah. Why do I think that the Vegas hockey team won it in their first year? Why is that in my head?
No, they got to the finals.
Yeah,
got to the finals.
I thought they won then. All right, fine. I'm sure you're right. Commando Duke says, I didn't think Kingsbury was a bad coach. Coaching Murray, you're always going to come up short. Well done, Commando.
He was coaching Mahomes. Well, what did he win at Texas Tech?
Mm-hmm.
Coaching Patrick Mahomes.
Tell you what, he won the Chiefs getting Mahomes further down in the draft orders than they should have.
Just got that guy the 10th pick of the draft instead of the first, which he should have been.
If I'm Andy Reid, I'm sending Kingsbury like a gift basket every year.
That's probably why nobody in that organization has a bad thing to say about Cliff. Thanks, Cliff.
Baker's cocky hen says, hey, who's announcing the Super Bowl on radio? Oh, it's Kurt Warner and Kevin Harlan. Yeah, of course it's Kevin Harlan and Kurt Warner.
Kevin Harlan, Kurt Warner.
So that's always going to be the A team for our NFL broadcasts here, man. Absolutely. Big George says the White Sox are wanting to build a new stadium.
But I mean, George, you know as well as I am, you crap in one hand and want in the other and see what you have more of.
He says, though, but the stadium's only 32 years old. Oakland's a crap hole, and Major League Baseball is to blame as well. Athletics had a deal to build a new stadium in San Jose, and Major League Baseball blocked it. San Jose was in the San Francisco Giants territory, even though Oakland Stadium is closer to San Francisco than it is San Jose. Man, that's a whole lot of crap I don't care about. That's all I know.
So that is silly that MLB did that.
Yeah. It's California, so who cares? It's a whole lot not our problem, George. That's all I got to say. We got to take a break. Listen, that was 1 hour. We have 2 to go. Come on back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Chris Brockman here from the world famous Rich Eisen Show. Football's regular season may be over, but that doesn't mean your fantasy season is. The big game is right around the corner and basketball season is really heating up. There's no better way to get in on the action than with Prize Picks, the #1 daily fantasy sports app. This isn't like other daily fantasy apps where you're playing against a bunch of sharks. It's just you against the numbers. And with the right selections, you could turn $10 into $1,000 with just a few taps. For the big game, I'm picking San Francisco's running back over touchdowns and Kansas City's tight end over receptions. With over 7 million sports fans already signed up, I am one of them. Right now, Prize Picks will match your first deposit up to $100. They're even offering a big game special. If Kansas City's quarterback throws for more than 1 yard, you win. Just download the Prize Picks app and use the code PRIMETIME. That's code PRIMETIME on Prize Picks for a first deposit match of up to $100. Prize Picks. Pick more. Pick less. It's that easy. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Screen time's over.
Be home by 11?
Put your phone down while we're eating.
When parents set boundaries, keep track of where their kids go, and talk to them about the dangers of underage drinking and drugs, they keep their kids safe. Visit talknowaz.com. Be the influence. Talk early. Talk often. Talk now.
Thanks. Thank you.
Muchas gracias.
This message is sponsored by the Substance Abuse Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
Hey everybody, it's Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends over at the Lund Mortgage Team. For years, I've been telling you about refinancing, new home loans, all the great stuff that the Lund Mortgage Team can help you with from start to finish. Now, things have gotten a little crazy, right? The rates were bouncing all over the place. Now they're officially higher than they've been in a long time. And now more than ever, I think it's important to have a mortgage professional that has been there, done that. Any Yahoo can sell you a mortgage when it's 2.75%. Those people are going away. The real professionals are the ones that are staying in business and helping their clients through this kind of tough time out there as far as mortgage rates are concerned. Those people are the Lund Mortgage Team. Matt Oliver, Lisa Lund, they've owned this team for a long time, over 2 decades in the Valley. They are the best in the business, and they will walk you through the process, whether it's refinancing now or probably more importantly, a new home loan. Let them do all the heavy lifting for you. Call today, 623-875-9940. That's 623-875-9940 or online, lundmortgage.com.
Jeffrey O'Brien here, and congratulations. You just made it through the hottest summer in Arizona history. No lie. The only proof you need is in that electric bill. If you don't have solar, I wonder how bad it's going to get next year. You need to call Harmon Solar today. Harmon Solar could save you over 80% off your electric bills. They're a locally owned, family-owned company. Call Harmon Solar for a free estimate. 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go to harmonsolar.com.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
People settle down because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And I think they got to start playing again. It's not raining over there in Scottsdale, is it, Keon? Is it raining outside?
It was kind of drizzling when I came into work, but it's not raining right now, no.
All right, so no hail, so I presume that they were able to get started up again. I don't know. It's just a Pro-Am day anyway, so it's not the end of the world.
Never mind. It literally just started raining.
Okay, well, it's over. I guess it's canceled the Waste Management Phoenix Open.
Like the moment I said, you know what, it's not raining.
Everybody go home.
Oh, boy.
Oh, man. I don't know if they're continuing or what, but
they can play in the rain as long as there's not bad course conditions, or if there's lightning in the area, they'll shut it down. So if it's just raining, they'll play. They've got umbrellas. They'll be all right.
So can I just tell you, I think you're right that this is not the event it used to be, because usually I could come to one of the sports sites, the ESPN or the Serbios. And I could just, immediately find the link and click on the live information from it, even during the Pro-Am.
They used to put that on the front page
right there,
starting like Wednesday. Yeah.
I can't find it. It's not there anymore.
It's not a premier event anymore. It's the PGA
and literally
to Pebble Beach.
Yeah, like Randy said, the PGA just decided it wasn't. there's no
The
good
hell?
reason.
That's just rude, is what that is. You know what I mean? That's rude. So I don't have any live feed of information like I usually do for this. So that somebody tells me a website I can go to and get.
I think
that.
if you go to PGA.com, you can get instant information about the tournament. So
Well, that'll be a
So
first.
with the Pro-Am, I did see a picture of Nick Saban at a tee box.
Because that's the news we need.
I'm not. All I'm saying
Nick
is,
Saban teeing off at the Phoenix Open.
There's just a couple of dopey guys in vests on the front page of PGA, a sweater and a vest.
Yeah.
But where's the news feed? I just, this is disappointing.
perhaps you have to go
Perhaps
to.
I was
there's
mistaken. I
The top bar says leaderboards, become a member, shop, all that. Click on
Oh, yeah.
leaderboards.
Oh, there we go.
Then you can click on
Oh, there
Phoenix
you go.
Open. Yeah.
Thank you. That helped. Well, now I have all this and doesn't matter till tomorrow. So at least I have a place to go. Thank you, Keon. Appreciate that. Well, okay. So I guess we're not going to get any information about the Pro-Am unless somebody tells us. So if you're out there at the Waste Management Phoenix Open Pro-Am thingamajig, you let us know what's happening. No idea what's happening. Let's see. Okay. CK says, good afternoon, fellas. Good afternoon, CK. He says, one day closer to the Niners' 6th ring, he says. He wants a foghorn. You don't have to do it. We're not 49er fans, CK. We're Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy supportive. I want to see him do well.
It's okay.
But we're not necessarily, fans of the 49ers.
We'll give him that foghorn.
He'll give you the foghorn then. But just don't ask for it every day because you're getting ridiculous.
Well, he's going to do it every day. I mean, here's one for tomorrow.
Because
there you go.
You're a nicer person than me, Randy. Because if there was like an Eagles fan equivalent of the foghorn, you'd never hear it.
Well, see, we're in the customer service business here.
Are we?
Yeah.
That's one customer I don't mind taking off, to be honest.
So Big George sent me. Listen, I appreciate the help, but I don't want the one from ESPN. If I wanted bad information, misspelled information, badly reported information, I would have gone there and got it myself.
Yeah.
No, I got it straight from the horse's mouth now. So we're all set here. Thanks, George. Baker's Cocky Hen says, hey, where are the Phoenix Open tickets?
We don't have any.
They're being used. He says, you're right. You guys are right by there.
Yep. We sure are, just down the road.
Yeah, well, Keon is. I ain't going anywhere near that part of town this week. I'll see you next week. That traffic, especially with rain.
And they've been doing construction on the 101. It's been
perfect timing.
Hell trying to get into work every day. It's because you have I believe the 5 lanes, and they've just sort of narrowed it down to 4, and then it gets to 3 at one point before kind of widening back. Look, it's a disaster. It's a disaster.
Listen, my house ain't small, so there is a commute where I have to walk from one place to another, and sometimes it takes a few minutes.
Yeah,
but there's no way I'd be going anywhere near there unless I had to. If Radio Ron was saying, "Hey guys, get out there and broadcast from the Phoenix," well, okay, we would have done it. But if I don't have to be in that area, no chance. No chance do I want to be in that area. Let's see. Baker's Cocky Hen says Purdy is the 3rd youngest quarterback to start a Super Bowl. The other 5 youngest didn't fare well at all. Yeah, but he's in the kind of company that eventually does or did for the most part. We're going to talk about Purdy a little bit later on. All this Purdy hate and bashing is just silliness. Hefty Lefty says, I thought the PGA made it one of the increased price tournaments, or is that just last year?
No, that was not the Phoenix Open. That used to be one of the premier events on the PGA Tour, but they've changed that. Pebble Beach is now the premier tour instead of the Phoenix Open.
But I do believe that that's correct. That last year they bumped up the purse money for the Phoenix Open last year.
Well, they may have bumped it up, but it's no longer a premier event, meaning that in the top 80 is not going to be cut. So if you're in the top 80, but here this is a regular cut down. You've got to be within 11 strokes of the leader to make the cut. Whereas in Pebble Beach, if you're in the top 80, you can continue playing and you make money. It's almost like a guaranteed paycheck for these guys that are out there. So
CK has sent word down. The Pro-Am has been canceled, fellas. And thank you for the foghorn. So there you go. Pro-Am has been canceled because celebrities you can't have them getting hit by lightning out
well,
there.
they don't like to get wet.
Yeah, regular golfers
Yeah.
you can hit by lightning.
Yeah,
Just not celebrities.
Right.
Not Nick Saban.
Right.
Ralph from Harmon Solar says, yeah, play was stopped and canceled at the Pro-Am tournament due to heavy rains on the golf course. Thank you, Ralph. Big George says, wait, did Randy say that you guys? No, he didn't. He didn't. Whatever it is, you are in the customer service business. Great, Randy. Can you tell me where the nearest Captain D's seafood restaurant is? No, don't do it. No, you don't do it. We're not the information desk, George. And guess what? The customer is not always right. Okay? The customer is wrong, bitch. Sorry.
Wow.
I mean, I don't disagree with that.
Yeah. That had to be said. Fighty Wampa says, the real reason the Athletics. Oh, Jesus. I thought we were done with that. No, here's what he says. Maybe Nick Saban is up for a good challenge and he wants to coach ASU and he's actually out there scouting for houses.
No, I actually was reading today that he's going to be an analyst over at the ESPN. He's going to be in their draft coverage too. SEC Media Day coverage. Yeah, he's a broadcaster now.
Oh, all right. Well, I guess we'll see how he does with that. Donnie says, maybe once Brock Purdy makes it to 6 straight championship games, Jeffrey can say something bad about the guy.
6 straight.
Listen, I have nothing bad to say about him. He hasn't given us anything bad to say. I mean, other than when he has struggled in games, he hasn't been perfect. Nobody here on this show has said he is. Don't start that crap here, Donnie.
Did he say 6 straight?
Well, here's what it is. He's trying to compare him to Tom Brady sarcastically. He thinks that he always refers to Brock Purdy as my boy. Like that's my guy.
Donnie, he doesn't play for Minnesota.
Yeah, and he doesn't play for the Indianapolis Colts either. He's not my guy. And Brock Purdy, he's a local guy, so of course we're hoping for the best for him. But nobody's sitting here saying he's the second coming of Tom Brady. Nobody's sitting here saying that it's a lock he's going to win. The only person around here who says dumb crap like that is you. So don't put that on us. We have a realistic expectation. He's going to go out there, the biggest game of his life and career. That moment, I think, is going to be too big for him, to be honest. I hate to say it. He can't hear me say it, so I'm not going to worry about it. I don't want to mess with the kid's head, but I think that moment is going to be way too big. He is stone cold, though. I'll tell you what, through all these playoffs, through all those situations, he is unshakable. So he might even be unshakable in this game, but man, this is going to be a bigger moment than he probably has ever imagined. Patrick Mahomes has a lot of experience in these bigger moments. So, Donnie, just because I hope the kid does well and why you got to say stupid crap like that? Kenry says celebrities do like to get wet. Look how many adult videos they make. You mean like when it's raining? Okay. Fish Tank says only Donnie would crap on a quarterback about the start in the Super Bowl. Your jealousy is showing, Donnie.
A place where team has never been.
The Minnesota Vikings have never been to the Super Bowl? Well, he's not since he's been alive, right?
Not in his lifetime.
Yeah.
They did go to 4, but goose egg on the Dubs.
Oh, Baker's Cocky Hen says, what about the fact he was taught how to quarterback by a guy down the dial? He wasn't taught by that guy singularly, but he did, I believe, take his clinics or something. But it's not he's not the guy that Brock Purdy says that's the guy. He actually says it's a different guy over at Perry.
Because the thing is, like, you have a lot of guys that coach a lot of quarterbacks, and if you coach hundreds of them, eventually somebody's going to crack through and have some success professionally. That doesn't mean you made them who they are. You're the guy that coached them into relevance.
Hamilton Porter says, hey, I got a question. I'm relatively new to the Valley, and I care as much about golf as Jeffrey does about wrestling. But what happens to the Open if it gets rained out the next 2 days? Well, Thursday and Friday, that's the opening rounds, and that's the decision making for the weekend, right, Randy?
Well, yeah, I think what they'll do is they'll go on where are you at in reference to world standings, and they will take those golfers.
You don't think they'll delay some of it into Monday and Tuesday?
I think they will. Monday and Tuesday they'll play 2 rounds, a preliminary round and then a final round, and or they might just play 1 round. I don't know. Who knows? I mean, they might just play 1 round.
Well, they've cut other tournaments off and said, all right, that guy's in the lead, he wins. So
for according to the Goog, the tournament can allow golfers to play up to 36 holes in one day to catch up if needed. So they would just play extra Friday if, for instance, things got really bad. But they would they'd play. They would play a portion of what they would have played in round 1 and then round 2.
So, Randy, do you want to give a weather report, or do you want me to just tell them what you told me before?
Well, I mean, I could give a weather report. I mean, if you want me to, Jeffco. I mean,
well, I think it'd be a good idea. Maybe we get an idea of what we have to look forward to here.
From the 1580 The Fanatic Weather Center, the Chief Meteorologist Rando White coming at you live. Currently 60 degrees under partly cloudy skies with light winds. Sunset tonight at 6:06 p.m. Wind out of the west. It looks like west 12 miles per hour. Visibility 18 miles. Looks like it's going to be partly cloudy and a chance of rain. 50% chance of rain tomorrow. 57 for your high. Friday 59. Partly sunny. And then on Saturday it's another chance of rain. About 55%. 56 for the high. Again, currently 60 degrees under partly cloudy skies right now from the 1580 The Fanatic Harman Solar Weather Center. Chief Meteorologist Randy White, back to you, Jeffco.
Thanks, Randy. So it seems like it's going to do this in a dotted line. It'll be rainy tonight, a little rainy tomorrow, clear on Friday, rainy on Saturday, clear on Sunday. But the good news is it should be clear Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday.
Yes.
So if they need to, finish some things up, that they can. So I don't know how they plan for this sort of thing, but man, why can't we have been out there during this? Do you remember how many times we sweated our faces off because it wasn't so much hot, but we'd be sitting in there, just direct sunlight, it just baking us, and
then I think you guys were like in that group of tents too, so the air just wasn't even moving through there.
What air? There was no air.
Yeah, just there was.
I would have loved to do it in this weather.
Oh yeah,
man. Why couldn't we have been out there for this?
Yeah, it just stopped raining too.
So basically, to answer your question, Hamilton Porter, I don't know. 888-368-1580. Bruno Baller says the last time the Vikings were in the Super Bowl, 1977, where they lost to the Raiders. Wah, wah. Swazman says, by the way, Phoenix Open is a premier event, but they're just rotating with different events, so they'll be back in the rotation eventually. I don't understand.
That just seems even sillier somehow.
Yeah, I don't even know what the hell's going on.
Hey guys, it's your year to be important.
You ever think the PGA is just poorly run? Just run by idiots
all the time.
That has occurred to us, yes.
Yeah.
And I don't even care about golf. CK says wrestling, golf makes me think, what would Dusty Rhodes do about hailing on him during anything goes bunker matches?
Listen, Dusty Rhodes is not afraid of anything. I'm a man's man, ladies and gentlemen. Now listen, Daddy, if it starts hailing from the sky, I just look up and the hail will stop. That's because I'm Dusty Rhodes, American dream. And nobody, let me just underscore that. Let me just go ahead and repeat it. Nobody will hail on Dusty Rhodes.
All right. Lost Toby says, fun fact, your lips only touch for 4 letters of the alphabet.
What the hell was that?
B, M, M, T. F? No, that's my teeth. What's the other one?
What?
I
I thought you got the 4 already.
thought I only had 3 there. B. Right?
Mhm.
M.
Mhm.
P.
Yeah.
What's the 4th one?
Wow.
V.
No, that's your tooth in your lip
never
there.
mind.
W. Yeah, because you got W. Okay, that's it. Why are we talking about this, Lush Toby? You know we've got other things we can talk about.
Come from.
Did I get him right? I think I got.
I think you got him right. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Hefty Lefty says, yeah, sort of. Don't feel too bad about the Waste Management not getting premier event designation this year. Players Championship isn't one this year either. It's usually the tournament with the biggest prize purse every year. Okay.
Just seems like you could build up interest for things a little bit easier if they stayed relevant every year. But what do I know?
Hamilton Porter says, hey, guess what? Lions have been to more NFC title games than the Cowboys since the turn of the century.
That's true.
I kind of hate that we can say that we were alive before the turn of the century. Because when I was a kid, somebody says, before the turn of the century, you're like, oh my God, those people are old.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now we're like 24 years in.
Oh, man.
That's a true statement. Yeah.
Pinocchio says, hey, what day are you airing your hard-hitting interviews from Radio Row at the Super Bowl? We don't do that crap. We don't do that. And listen, the times that the Super Bowl was here in Arizona, I was offered and I said, no, thank you. Because I don't want to have just a bunch of celebrities and athletes come through and give us 30 seconds of actual interview and then 8 minutes of them selling something. They're all whores for something, and I'm not going to contribute to that. I don't have that kind of an ego where I feel like I need to be there and meet people and talk to people and make you guys pay for it. Yeah, think about that. If I did that, I'd be making you pay for it because you would have to sit there and listen to the most boring crap about Troy Aikman's beer, about this guy's, whatever, the timeshare this or whatever these guys are pimping when they go out there. Because, it's like the old saying, ass, gas, or grass, nobody rides for free. And that's how these interviews work on the Radio Row. And I'm just not getting, even Jim Rome has to put up with that nonsense.
Yeah.
I hear it on his show where, okay, well, so-and-so is here courtesy of so-and-so, and they get to do this big-ass commercial. I mean, no.
It's like, hey, he's got a partnership with Frosted Flakes. And so then you ask 3 questions about actual sports, and then the rest of the time you're talking about Frosted Flakes. That's not as fun as you think.
Yeah,
I mean, I like Frosted Flakes.
Well, I like them okay.
Well, I don't need to hear anybody talking about it though.
A lot of fiber in there.
Go to a Fry's and just
look. I mean, when you're
buy a
going to do
box.
like an interview on Frosted Flakes, I mean, ask some pointed questions. I mean, I want to know what's new and exciting with the Frosted Flakes brand. I mean,
you know
if
what's
you're going to
crazy
come on my
though?
show, we're going to talk about what's new and exciting. We're not talking about
depending on the
Let's
guy.
not get excited. It's only sugar glazed cornflakes.
Depending on the person, they don't even know. Like they got the sponsorship, but like it's not always something they care about. They just took the paycheck.
They're just not interested in being on a Radio Row. I'm
Yeah.
just not. I am more interested in talking with you guys about stuff. So that's it. That's all. I have had opportunity. I just don't care. And if you think I'm just giving you lip service, ask around. I just don't care.
I went to Radio Row for SEC Media Days, and it was that. It was just a lot of that. You're running around chasing people, and they're like, oh, yeah, we'll get to you after we do these 2 shows. And then you have to go back and chase them down again. And then you finally get them, and they've got some product that they're pushing. So you ask them 2 questions, and then you talk about the product for the rest of the segment. It's an overrated thing.
Any of the other shows you listen to, do you feel like it's a better show for having been on Radio Row? Really? Is it? Is it improving the show? Is it helping?
To the point we actually just ended up running around and finding other broadcasters because that was more interesting than finding like players to talk to or coaches.
I'd start a food fight with the other radio stations if I was there. I'd be chucking stuff at them the entire time. I don't even care. Baker's Cocky Hen says, hey, eat some alphabet soup, huh? And if you eat the alphabet soup there, well, guess what? They touch all the letters. Well, that's a good way to get your lips to touch all the letters, but I don't think that's what he's shooting for there, man. Hamilton
keep the
Porter
W's.
says, to be fair, they're more than good. They're great. The Frosted Flakes.
Fair enough.
Tony
Yeah,
the Tiger.
Tony the Tiger. Yeah.
Bruno Baller says, next time they want to promote Frosted Flakes, they should bring on Tony the Tiger. I'll talk to Tony the Tiger. But I guarantee you, I'm going to get deep down into his personal life. I mean, there's some guys I will talk to. Big George says, Jeffrey, I feel the same way. Thanks for talking with us and keeping the Fourth Dimension entertained. And this is why this is the greatest radio show on the planet. Don't know about all that. But thanks. Hamilton Porter says, Tony the Tiger is so good, he has his own bowl game. I don't think you have to be good to have a bowl game. You have to have money to have a bowl game.
I thought it was the Frosted Flakes Bowl. I didn't know it was the Tony the Tiger Bowl.
Because here's the thing. Jimmy Kimmel has his own bowl game, or at least he did. So his show or him paid, they just threw money at one of the bowl games, and it was the Jimmy Kimmel Bowl. So
yeah, because you can do that.
Hefty Lefty says, I haven't heard about Frosted Flakes in a while. Time for Tony the Tiger to release some nudes or something.
In a sad attempt to stay relevant, like Drake.
Maybe he's furry, so you wouldn't notice. Does he wear clothes?
He already doesn't wear clothes. He's got that little bandana around his neck, and that's pretty much all he's wearing.
Lost Toby says, can we make our own Radio Row where the Fourth Dimension plugs their $1 million ideas? No. No, I'm not doing that either. Let's take a break. We'll come back and talk some more random sports stuff. And we'll eventually talk some about the Super Bowl for those of you who want it. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Here's Collins ahead to Miller, and Miller reverses it up and in, and he's fouled. Holy moly!
Make sure your Valentine's Day plans include Sun Devil men's basketball. The Sun Devils face Oregon State Wednesday, February 14th at 7 p.m. in the Beavers' final Pac-12 visit to Tempe. Get your tickets today by calling 480-965-5812 or go online to sundeviltickets.com. Sun Devil men's basketball. Onward to victory.
Just in time for the NFL playoffs, Salt Creek Furniture has a fantastic sale. We're moving our Glendale store at 8078 West Bell Road, and the entire store is up to 50% off. It's crazy. $5,000 sectionals for just $2,500. Recliners, sofas, and so much more at prices that are sacking the competition. Salt Creek Furniture or Valley locations. See it all at saltcreekhomefurniture.com. saltcreekhomefurniture.com.
Remember the old phrase, double your pleasure, double your fun? Well, that's exactly what you get at Kasai Japanese Steakhouse, now with 2 Valley locations. When it comes to Asian cuisine, no one does it better and more authentic than Kasai, where talented teppanyaki chefs create the food, the fire, and the fun of teppanyaki. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse is not just dinner, it's dinnertainment. A memorable dining experience where a delicious 7-course meal is prepared right at your table with flair. It's the perfect choice for celebrations, date night, or a night on the town. Choose from over 30 different items and combinations of teppanyaki, Asian fusion, and innovative sushi. Happy hour is always on fire and offered daily with specials on appetizers, teppanyaki, sushi, and all cocktails. Celebrate 2024 anytime in either of their 2 locations, Scottsdale Road in Thunderbird, and now open in Peoria at the 101 in Northern. Go to KasaiTeppen.com. That's KasaiTeppen.com or search Kasai on your mobile phone.
Grand Canyon University basketball is back for another exciting season. After advancing to March Madness in 2 of his 3 seasons as the head coach, Bryce Drew brings a team to the court this season, picked to win the conference once again, and led by first-team All-WAC selection Gabe McLaughlin and WAC preseason Player of the Year Ray Harrison. Check out the schedule at GCULopes.com to find matchups with San Francisco, DePaul, Liberty, and last year's national championship runner-up, the San Diego State Aztecs. Join me, Michael Potter, and Lopes insider Paul Coro all season long right here on The Fanatic, the home of Lopes basketball.
Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Holy God. See, here's the thing. Can I tell you what we're saving you guys from by not being on Radio Row? This guy I know who's in the industry too was on Radio Row, and look who he's sitting there talking to. Carrot Top. Yeah, I just saved you from having to listen to a conversation with Carrot Top. I'll be honest. I'd be like, keep walking. No, keep walking.
No thanks.
Yeah, no thank you. Lost Toby says, Tony the Tiger Kellogg's thing is just a side job. His real money comes from selling his likeness to Mexican blankets. Oh, that's true. Wow. Okay, so I didn't know he was getting a piece of that. You don't stop at a lot of side of the road places, do you, Keon?
No,
I do not.
You probably shouldn't. 888-368-1580. So we don't have anything to talk about with the Pro-Am at the Waste Management Phoenix Open because they canceled it. But I can talk to you about Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods went ahead and committed to the Genesis Invitational next week, and he's actually gonna compete in that. Although he says excited to be playing host next week. So
he hosts that tournament and he also plays in it.
Isn't that the one where he crashed his car?
That is the one. I was just going to bring that up. That's the one where he got into that terrible audio accident. And so, needless to say, I hope he has a driver this time instead of driving himself around.
Might want to Uber on this one, Tiger. But all right, so I guess he's going to actually play. He's going to play. He's try to play competitively. We'll see what happens. Where is he with that? I hear he's doing great. Then I hear he's not doing so great. Then I hear, the legs are working perfect. And then they're like, he's not going to compete. Is he actually competitive right now or not?
Well, the last time I saw him play was when he and his son Charlie were playing that father-son tournament before New Year, before Christmas. And the last I saw of him, he looked pretty damn good. He was striking the ball very well. He didn't look like he had any physical deficiencies. He was putting well. He seemed to be hitting his irons well. So I would expect him to compete in this tournament. I don't know about win it, but I expect him to go out and compete. And he's going to get long. He's well over 300 yards with his drive. So his thing is he's going to be rusty, and everybody's going to be expecting him to win. But I think this is his way of getting back into competitive golf. I think he's going to be very limited on the tournaments he plays. I have not heard if he's going to play in the Masters this year or not. That's a lot of walking. And it's not like what you see on TV. It's a very, it's up and down the hill, the hills there in Augusta, Georgia. It's not like flat by any means. I mean, it's one constant up or down. There's no flat piece of ground anywhere on the property.
Tiring for a healthy person.
Oh my God. Yeah. So he's, I haven't heard if he's going to play. And I think this is probably some way of him to kind of test his body out in competitive golf and see how he's doing. Yeah.
No doubt. Ham Sandwich says, Tony the Tiger Woods, he's great. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Ham Sandwich. And no, this segment was not sponsored by Frosted Flakes. I mean, we're sellouts. We would totally, yes, absolutely.
Well, I mean, if they offered us lots of money, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, don't act like my little cult favorite radio show here. They'll never sell out. The hell we won't.
Yeah.
The hell we won't.
In a heartbeat.
Money's real nice.
So Tiger Woods playing at the Genesis Invitational. Yeah, I kind of wondered if when it happened, I thought maybe he got into a car accident on purpose. So then when he had to get plastic surgery to look, like Hollywood, then people would be, they wouldn't be looking at him like we look at Lionel Richie going, damn, too much. Why? Why did you do that? Why?
Or whatever the hell happened to the entirety of Sammy Sosa.
Yeah. Why? What is it? That what you didn't need? Those cheekbones don't go that far away from your body. Too much filler. I'm just saying. So maybe it's like, but if Tiger Woods is in a car accident, suddenly he's like, hey, you look great. Oh, man. He had plastic surgery, but holy, he looks great. Well, he had the car accident. So, yeah. So maybe we won't make fun of him for it. Yeah. Just saying.
Yeah. As opposed to what we do to Sammy Sosa. sitting out there looking like looked like a ghost, just an entire haunted house by himself.
I just want you to know, if you suddenly hear Jeffrey O'Brien was in a car accident, yeah, he'll be back in about 6 weeks, totally getting work done. Just totally getting work done.
I'm getting work done.
Oh yeah. Then you come back looking like this. Hi guys, what's going on?
Wait,
It's great to be here.
I thought the car accident crushed your legs. What happened?
Oh, the airbags did a number on me, but I got it taken care of.
They removed your nose?
I did hit it pretty hard. It's still there. It just inside out. It's okay.
Can you take and put those drops in my eyes? I can't close my eyelids.
You get a little piece of Scotch tape for me so I can. Thank you. So you hear I'm in a car accident, getting work done.
Oh my God!
By Hector's of Beverly Hills.
I tell you, I don't understand. I asked him for some pec implants, but somehow I got breast implants, and
my face is redone, and I've got a double D cup on.
I can't look up. I keep looking at them all the time, and to go off into this room by myself. I just can't keep my hands off myself. I don't know what's going on here. But then you see Tiger Woods. No, he didn't get any work done. No, at least not here. Not here. It was legit. It was a legit thing. Oh, by the way, holy crap. This is like a worst nightmare for anybody. So I don't know if you heard about this. In March of 21, a couple of guys in Oklahoma were on the call for a girls' high school basketball game. Some guy named Scott Sapulpa, and another guy by the name of Matt Rowan. So Scott Sapulpa and Matt Rowan, they're just there's a couple of amateur guys that are doing the call, and so all of a sudden one of the teams knelt in protest as the national anthem went on, and Matt Rowan launched into this huge tirade and he used the N-word.
Oh no.
So rightfully so, the Oklahoman, the newspaper picked up the story and said that was horrible. You should be fired. And this is you use the N-word at a girls' high school basketball game on the radio. And how dare you, Scott Sapulpa? Problem was, it was Matt Rowan, not Scott Sapulpa.
Oh no.
Oh no.
And so there it is. The entire world thinks Scott Sapulpa is this filthy racist, and so that the Oklahoman, it was just like, go to hell, Scott Sapulpa. So now he's getting death threats, and he's losing his job, and he's just his entire life is falling apart. Even though Rowan's like, no, it was totally me. I said it. And so then after that, see, Sapulpa's looking around like, okay, I'm suing everybody. And I was, and
suing everyone.
Yes, he sued Rowan. He sued the Oklahoman, and he won. And he was awarded $25 million. $25 million for that. He's like, listen, this resulted in a lost teaching contract. I can't be a teacher here anymore. My other business, I lost all my clients. I got death threats, and my personal relationships have suffered. My professional relationships. Everybody thinks I'm a filthy, stinking racist. So Gannett's response was, "We will appeal."
You will appeal?
Probably just not.
Just take the L on that one. You were wrong. Yeah. You reported wrong. You ruined somebody's life. You always double check these things. I wish I actually learned this in journalism school, but I had a journalism buddy say this the other day. His teacher told him when he was in school, if your mom told you she loves you, double check. Mm-hmm. You always double check. You don't ever print something and you're not sure you've got the right guy.
So can I just a little advice for Scott Sapulpa? Listen, you're about to be very rich, but going forward in life, if you had come to me and said, hey, I'm looking at my career here doing play-by-play. Here's what I said. You're going to need to change that last name. Well, now you're really going to need to change that last name. Sepulpa is not a great name as it is to use in radio. So maybe Smith or something, Stevenson. I don't know. Just something other than what everybody knows as a racist name. So that's just my advice for Scott Sepulpa. Of course, if he gets the $25 million and the Gannett loses their appeal on this, he doesn't have to change his name. He doesn't have to work again. I think he's done. He's retired. So, just anyway. What a nightmare! Can you imagine? Oh no, my God, the nightmare.
Yeah, that's one of the few things where if you're gonna accuse somebody about that, you better be 100% correct, because you'll ruin their life if you're wrong.
Yep. I got no problem. I don't usually like litigiousness. I don't usually like large awards for this one. No, you just destroyed that guy's entirety. Yeah, you got to pay him the $25 million. Cardinal Art says, word is Tiger just inked a $3 billion deal. Not sure with whom. Maybe Keon could find out. And maybe I could get a double shot of your finest whiskey and a weather report. We just did a weather report, Cardinal Art.
Just did one, Art. So, sorry.
Let's see.
So Tiger Woods and some of the other tour players are set to become equity holders in the PGA Tour Enterprises, which is a newly established for-profit company. And there was a $3 billion investment. He's getting 300 mil.
He's putting 300 million in, or they're giving him 300 million?
I think just straight up, he's getting 300 mil. If I'm reading this correctly.
Last Optimist says, yeah, Jeffrey had one of those Toyotas where the airbag is a Claymore, and now he's getting body work done. That's right.
But Tiger Woods is not getting $3 billion.
Not that I'd be caught dead in a Toyota, but if you want to imagine that to help cover for my plastic surgery,
absolutely.
Yeah. All for it. We got to take a break. When we come back, you know what? I think we're running out of other things to talk about. We're going to be forced to talk about the Super Bowl. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We believe that every sport should be epic. Every touchdown, every game, every point, every play. From the moments that are legendary to the ones that fly under the radar. See for yourself when you sign up today, and you'll get $150 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342. Terms and conditions apply.
Do you know about 211 Arizona? It's a free service to connect you with resources anywhere in Arizona. Housing assistance and eviction prevention, transportation and ride services, healthcare benefits, food resources, and even utility bill support. Talk to a live operator in English or Spanish, 24 hours a day, every day of the year. Just dial 211 or visit 211arizona.org. Get connected, get answers, and get the help you need. This message is sponsored by 211 Arizona.
Hey everybody, Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends over at the Lund Mortgage Team. You know, the Lund Mortgage Team has been doing their thing for over 2 decades in the Valley, helping thousands of people in Arizona save money on their loans, get the best rate. They're mortgage brokers. They can shop it around for you. And now more than ever, it is so important to have a mortgage professional that's been around, that's seen the high rates, low rates, everything in between, because look, there's no sugarcoating what's going on right now. The rates are higher. However, the supply and demand, the whole how many houses are for sale in Arizona and what's going on. It's gone in favor of the buyer now. So if you're going to buy a new home, it is important to go and get that rate. Whatever that rate is, it's not going to be your forever rate. That's important to think about. So lock it in, get the house of your dreams, and move on. But let the people at the Lund Mortgage team do their job. All the heavy lifting from start to finish. They'll find you the best rate out there. Call 623-875-9940, 623-875-9940, or online, lundmortgage.com.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Live and local.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Hey, Saturday is a day full of play-by-play fun, by the way. We got Baylor at Kansas at 3:45 p.m. Then GCU is taking on the Mormons of Utah Valley at 5:45 p.m. Of course, at 10 a.m. on Saturday, the new show, The Weekend Warriors with Ralph and Neil, that'll be on. And yes, it's Ralph from Harmon Solar. So, the minute they open that text line, you guys know what to do, right? Yeah. 888-368-1580.
Flood it.
Just, Desert Viking says Scott Sapupu should change his name to Scott is rich as bleep. Well, I guess you don't have to change your name if you're rich as bleep.
That's true.
But that's not a bad idea. Big George, don't send me links. I keep telling everybody I can't sometimes, most of the time, I can't open a link. So whatever the hell that is, you're going to have to tell me because I can't even click on it. It's just sitting there. So, we need to talk about what happened at the AFC Championship game. Remember when there was a delay of game and they're like, well, who took a timeout? They're like, it's administrative timeout. What the hell does administrative
timeout? Okay.
What did that mean? Well, what it meant is there was a drone illegally flying over the stadium, one that was not supposed to be there. And so they were trying to figure that out and deal with it. And so they turns out they caught the guy who was flying the drone, and they're saying he could face up to 4 years in prison.
What?
For flying that drone over the game.
It's an FAA thing.
Yeah, the future farmers of America do not want you flying drones over stadiums.
The FAA, right.
So I guess it's 44-year-old Matthew Herbert, and he's from Pennsylvania. And
what was he trying to do with this drone?
Well, here's what he said. He says, I got this drone. And I bought it online, and there's an app I use for this. And he says, previously, the app would stop me from flying over a stadium because of flight restrictions. The app would know, hey, at this time, you can't fly over that place. Other times, you can fly over that place. Well, Here's what. The app probably had like a calendar and maybe didn't realize the AFC Championship game would be at that place. Maybe it wasn't on an original calendar that the app had. And so the app, started flying that drone over there, and it let it go through. The app did. So he thought, well, if the app didn't stop me, must be okay. It's not. So he's I think he's guilty of being a dumb guy. I don't think he was starting nothing. But if they convict him, they're like, yeah, you could do 3 years in federal prison for knowingly operating an unregistered drone and for knowingly serving as an airman without an airman certificate. It's just a little toy. What do I need an airman certificate for a toy?
Oh, it's a thing, man. They don't mess around when it comes to these drones. You gotta understand, if you break the law with the drone, they're gonna slap you. They're gonna slap you right down.
Well, the other one is maximum 1 year in federal prison for willfully violating United States national defense airspace. I don't think this guy is guilty of either.
Yeah, because you can't prove he willfully did it, especially if he was relying on an app to let him know.
He's dumb, so he's not knowingly doing anything. He just thought he was like, well, I thought I was okay. But I believe him.
I believe him too.
Yeah, let that, you want to give him a little fine or something. You want to take the toy away from him,
Now, wait, but wait just a minute. Where was he flying this drone at? He had to be close enough to operate the drone over the stadium. And you mean to tell me if a guy is next to the stadium
He's
or around?
Yeah, he was in a nearby neighborhood.
He didn't know that the AFC Championship game was going on in that stadium?
He knew, but he just thought if it was against the rules, the app would stop him.
Yeah.
I believe he's
Yeah.
dumb enough.
And look,
I mean,
I'm not.
Let's face it, it's Pennsylvania.
I do think there should be some punishment for it, Randy. But 4 years in prison for a mistake
I mean,
is
that's extreme, but
yeah.
He's they're gonna slap him with a pretty good fine. Probably
Yeah,
take his exam away.
I'm not saying he shouldn't get any punishment, but man, 4 years in jail is for that. It seems extreme.
So you just take that as a lesson. Don't fly your drones over arenas or stadiums or anything like that. You just don't. I mean,
yeah,
ever. Don't ever do that.
This should be
Don't do
obvious, but in
You'd be
case
like,
you
"There's
need
no-
to be told.
There's no football game on. Maybe there's a concert. Just stay away from it.
Yeah.
Just don't do that. Don't get in trouble. I love drones. I want a drone. My wife gave me a small drone and said, if you can master that, then you can have a big drone, because a big drone crashes into things and those are thousands of dollars. Your little drone is $100. Crash that was just $100. So until I can master that, I can't barely get it off the ground. Oh, the hell with it. I don't have time for this. I told her, I said, if you gave me the more expensive drone, it would be more stable. It'd be easier to fly.
Yeah.
That argument didn't get me nowhere. I still have a small drone. Sorry. I just don't have the time to master it, Anyway, so don't fly your drones over stadiums, or as Oily Stool is saying, don't do the crime if you can't do the time.
There you go.
And the thing is, we're talking about somebody who is probably not smart enough to realize they were doing a crime.
Oily Stool? He just said it.
No, the guy flying the drone.
Oh, yeah, that guy. Yeah, he's from Pennsylvania. I don't expect much. Jonesy says, gotta have a couple of my dumb buddies buy a drone. Sounds like a good time. Yeah, that's the other thing. I don't know if you're an accomplice if you're standing there drinking beer and egging them on. You might want to check with a lawyer on that before you do that.
Do it.
Dude, I think we could see Lamar Jackson from here. Go closer.
Yeah, that's unless you can get out of there before the cops show up. Make sure you're not on any doorbell cams. Kenry says, I'm going to blow the text line up. Love Ralph from Harmon Solar. I got plenty of solar jokes. Yeah, about those, Kenry. I just wanted to. No, you don't.
It's not your best material, Kenry.
Yeah. I mean, it
You've
was
had
like one
funnier
time.
stuff.
Harm in Solar. Okay. That was all right once. And I think I might have been the only one who appreciated it. You're going to need to work on those. Yeah. But go ahead and blow up the text line. I don't think, that's fair. Against the Spread says, forget about the stupid drone moron guy. He won the Darwin Award and he'll soon be holding his ankles in a federal penitentiary. He says, let's talk about the Super Bowl. We're getting there.
We're gonna just, he may have won the quote unquote Darwin Award. I just don't know if it's fair for a guy to be in prison along with like murderers.
Don't you have to be dead to win the Darwin Award? I thought it was when
That's
people
true.
die.
Unless you're just assuming he's getting
To be
shanked in
determined.
prison.
Yeah.
That's a little dark of you to think that.
Against the Spread says, let's talk about the Super Bowl. I got stats. I got some stats for you to give you direction for the big game. Mahomes has postseason record of 13-3. Andy Reid is 29-4 off a bye. Those numbers are staggering and offers a tell for the game. Chiefs have the better coach and quarterback. You're absolutely right about that against the Spread. We're looking forward to your betting suggestions as we get closer to Sunday. Glendale Mullet says, what's the drone guy in the same backyard as those three frozen dinglings? No, dinglings that was in Kansas City, Missouri.
Yeah. The drone issue that happened in Baltimore, right?
Yeah. Although it would be funny if that same guy, same guy at the house, he's like, I don't know, I was stepping on something so I could see better. I don't know. Molasses Optimist says, wasn't the AFC game in Maryland, not Pennsylvania? Isn't Maryland mostly highly educated people because of all the government offices there? Well, I wouldn't assume that, but no, this was when let's see, it said, he was from Chadsford, Pennsylvania. but I guess he was in a neighborhood near there. I don't know. Maybe he was just visiting a friend. That makes it sound more and more like he knew what he was doing, huh? Like he was doing that on purpose. Like he was visiting his friend in Maryland. He's like, dude, I got my drone.
And maybe he wanted to try and take a good picture as close as he could get and figured the app would stop him. And it did not.
Good point, Last Optimus. Ham Sandwich says drone guy should have flown over the NFC Championship instead. California is way easier on dumb people committing crimes. Oh, yeah, you can get away with murder there. Ask OJ. CK says, so what I'm hearing is Jeffrey can't get his little drone up. I can get it up. It just crashes spectacularly when I do. Last Optimist says Darwin Award means you can't reproduce. If he's spending the rest of his life in a federal pen, he's not reproducing. Unless they house him with, I'm not going to let you finish. It's 4 years, guys.
It's 4 years.
It's not the rest of his life.
They're not going to put you in jail forever for flying a drone.
Unless they're going to murder him. Kyle G says, so over the years, we've determined you can't fly a plane over a stadium, can't crash a plane into the stands, balloon over a stadium, parachute or skydive into a stadium. Now, don't fly a drone over. People really like stadium airspace, don't they?
Yeah, the plane crash thing, though, that's a weird story, too.
Mm-hmm.
It's an insane story.
Swave Dave says, Jeffrey, do you ever practice with your drone by buzzing your dogs? I haven't had a chance to even play with it since I've gotten these dogs. I think they'd love it. Bebo is one of these kind of dogs. He's not afraid of nothing. My wife today was making a smoothie, so she's with the blender, right? And he walked over and he's just looking at it. He's like, he's really interested. Like, hey, I might try to do that myself. He's like, you know what? I like to eat all these twigs in the backyard. I'm going to put those twigs in there. He was like, next, I want to play with that. So he actually probably would not even be the least bit frightened by a drone. He'd probably try to go at it. Buddy, however, I put in a new doorbell and he was shaking, freaked out by the back door for an hour and a half. So kind of gives you a tale of the two pups.
Poor Buddy and his traumatic past.
He's got stories, man.
Yeah.
I think he was running out there with some coyotes or something.
That dog could talk.
He was running with the pack.
He's got trauma. He does. Bebo, when he's running in mid-run, he'll do like a little joyous leap, like, I love to be alive. And he's just having fun. Buddy is,
I don't know, man. Life's
Buddy's
hard.
got a pack of cigarettes rolled up under his fur. He's calling helplines at night. I just need somebody to talk to. And then, of course, that makes Bebo more annoying to him because he's like, hey, let's play. The minute Buddy wakes up and comes down the stairs, by the time he's a third down, Bebo's got his entire face in his mouth. Like, let's play. Like he's trying to get him to go outside and play. Buddy's just like, I got to go to the bathroom. Get off me.
Bebo, from the point of view of Buddy, is the guy that's actually excited to come to work on Monday.
That's the worst kind of person. Isn't it?
And I feel for Buddy.
Mm-hmm. And my wife is like, oh, I don't think Buddy likes Bebo. I think he does, just not first thing in the morning and not constantly. Nobody can take that much energy constantly. Here, can I just say, that reminds me of a guy who's in another studio right now. Do you know what I'm talking about? Just saying. Lost Toby says Tom Brady retired as the last active athlete to be drafted by the Expos. Oh, wow. That's right. Thank you for that unsolicited trivia, Lost Toby.
Interesting, though.
Hefty Lefty says maybe that NFL player there was trying to run with the Coyotes when he got attacked in Vegas 2 days ago. Yeah, what the hell was that? Who got attacked? I heard that somebody got attacked by a coyote while they were hanging out in Las Vegas. Is he getting rabies shots? Whoever it is,
probably, yeah.
That's weird. I've never had a coyote get anywhere near me. They're generally not so brave that they do that. Class Optimist says, my dad's yellow lab, he thought coyotes were friends to play with until they tried to hamstring him. Now, if he sees any number of coyotes, he's going to attack and he'll take out the entire pack. Yeah, Labs are a lot of fun until you turn on them. And then after that, no, great dogs though. Great dogs. All right, that's it. When we come back, we're talking some NFL. We're talking about the Super Bowl. And I got a bunch of non-Super Bowl stuff too. Hey, Keon. Cliff Kingsbury is still your offensive coordinator. Sorry.
I know.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580. The Fanatic. Hour 3 is up next.
God hates me.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ziprecruiter.com/free. That's ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Super Bowl 58 is on. You can catch every moment of the Super Bowl on your home for the NFL. 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic. Super Bowl 58 on The Fanatic is brought to you by Bet365, Salt Creek Furniture, Kasai Japanese Steakhouse, Harmon Solar. When it comes to Super Bowl 58, The Fanatic has you covered from the first kick to the final score. Don't miss the Super Bowl on your home for the NFL. 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
When it comes to covering the high school sports scene in Arizona, AZ Preps 365 has all the answers. Every Saturday morning from 8 until 10, they break down games, interview the newsmakers, talk with coaches from around the state, and stay up to date with what's happening with prep athletes and breaking news from the Arizona prep scene. It's AZ Preps 365, 8 till 10 Saturday mornings on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
And we're back down by 3 as Mike Couch gets under centerpiece. Might be a good time to call the end table around play. Here's the snap. Ooh, down he goes. They pulled the rug out from under them on that play.
Yeah, I'm sensing a theme here, Bob.
It's the playoffs, and Salt Creek Furniture has everything you need to watch the games in style. Recliners, sofas, and so much more at prices that are sacking the competition. Salt Creek Furniture, 4 Valley locations. See it all at saltcreekhomefurniture.com.
Our Chandler Police benefit from serving a supportive community. That strong partnership equips our police with the support, training, and technology needed to keep our city and employees safe. Our sunny skies and active lifestyle offer personal and family time for the desired work-life balance. Find your fit with the Chandler Police Department. Learn more at jointeamchandler.com. This message is sponsored by the City of Chandler.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third
hour. Quiet, people, settle down because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender, and your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy Light. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And I guess as your official radio station for the Super Bowl broadcast, we probably should talk some about the Super Bowl on a daily basis between now and Sunday. And, of course, we start our Super Bowl broadcast on Sunday at 12 p.m. There's 3 fun shows that appear before the actual Super Bowl broadcast at 3 p.m. Kickoff is at 4:30 p.m. mouth not work. So there's plenty of pregame, plenty of lead up to this thing. At noon o'clock, we got the Super Bowl preview of Scott Graham, Ross Tucker, and Kurt Warner. And then at 1 p.m., the Super Bowl Insider Show with Scott Graham, Jason McCourty, and Devin McCourty. And then at 2 p.m., we have Super Sunday Show with Scott Graham. And then at 3 p.m., Kevin Harlan, Kurt Warner, and I think Mike Golick is involved. The whole Super Bowl crew right there at 3 p.m. So full-on day of really great Super Bowl broadcasting. Did I leave anything out?
I don't think you did. Sounds like everything.
Oh, also, we're simulcasting the game coverage at 3 p.m. on Money Radio 1510 and 105.3 FM as well. So you can't miss. You can stream on Money Radio. You can stream on Fanatic. You got the app there. You got the app here. You got all the FMs. You got all the AMs. We've got you covered. We got you covered with all the signals. So can I just say, we're pretty much done with Super Bowl ads mattering, right? Remember when they used to be cool? Remember when they used to be amazing? But now it's just like, meh. And then they released them all before the Super Bowl. So you've already seen it. So it's like, there's no surprise here.
Yeah.
Last year, there weren't no damn good commercials.
Have you seen the Arnold Schwarzenegger State Farm ad?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, it's pretty good.
Is it good?
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
I hope so. I just hope there's something worth watching. I mean, I'm not watching for the commercials, but it'd be nice if there was something good.
I'm not either. But I laughed at the Schwarzenegger one. That was pretty fun.
All right. Well, I guess
he can't pronounce a certain word, and they're having a hard time, and they've got many iterations of him trying to pronounce this word, and then the big reveal is the one that's going to play at the Super Bowl.
What is the word fidelity?
No, it has nothing to do with the fidelity.
You could ask my friend Maria Shriver about that.
No, it has nothing to do with fidelity.
So, there are a bunch of commercials that we already know about. And this is actually kind of helpful because DoorDash is got a thing they're doing for the Super Bowl. I don't know if this is the biggest giveaway in all of Super Bowl history, but this is pretty big, man. DoorDash wants to give one lucky winner one of everything that gets advertised during Super Bowl Sunday. Think about that.
That's a lot of things.
Wow, that could be Mercedes-Benz.
Actually, there's a BMW i5 M60 electric vehicle, a Kia EV9 SUV, a yet to be announced Volkswagen, a Clydesdale horse saddle. You're not getting the horse. 1,000 Popeyes wings to be redeemed at your convenience. 80 drumstick ice cream cones.
Wow,
I love those.
I do too.
30-pound bucket of mayonnaise.
Well,
I don't know if I need that much mayonnaise.
No one does.
Sure. You give it to the ASU curtain of distraction because they'll come out and they'll smear it on themselves when they're
just
distracting somebody.
Give it to the homeless kitchen downtown, Salvation Army.
Well, that's a good idea. Yeah. Then also 288 packages of peanut butter M&Ms. 60 bottles.
You could use that.
I'm not really into the peanut butter ones, though.
You're not a peanut guy?
I like peanut butter, but usually peanut butter in candies is just doesn't do it for me.
All right.
60 bottles of Mountain Dew Baja Blast. I like the homeless too much to make them drink that. I think I would just drop that off at some high school or something.
It'll be gone in seconds.
A FanDuel Kick of Destiny helmet. And that's all they have on the list right now. But there's more stuff coming. So to win, you got to crack the code in the actual DoorDash ad. And then you enter that at their website, DoorDash-allthead.com or DoorDash-all-the-ads.com. Why ain't got to put all those damn dashes?
Could they make it any more difficult to put that in?
I don't think they actually want to give it all away,
Feel
Randy.
like DoorDash Okay, I'm gonna when I'm doing a symbol, I'll change my voice. DoorDash dash all dash the dash ads.com.
Okay, that's a
Did
little
that
clear.
help?
Yeah, that's still a lot.
It wasn't
clear.
big on dignity, but I got it through there.
No.
And
That's the
again,
one
only
fucking
one
dashes, but-
person is going to win all of this. One person. How do you like
if
that?
you crack the code and you go to door.dash all the stuff dash winmebig.com / blue velvet shoes. Yes.
So the BMW electric car, selling it. Kia electric SUV, selling it. Volkswagen, depending on what it is, might keep it around as a little spare car. You know, it's good to have a spare car. Clydesdale horse saddle, selling it. 1,000 Popeye wings, giving that away to the homeless. 80 drumstick ice cream cones,
keeping that.
I'll buy a
that.
giant
Oh, yeah.
freezer for it
I'll
if I
buy
have
a
to.
damn freezer for that.
30-pound bucket of mayonnaise goes to ASU or to a food kitchen. 288 packages of peanut butter M&Ms going to the homeless. 60 bottles of Mountain Dew going to some high school. FanDuel Kick of Destiny helmet. I'll keep that. I'll keep the helmet.
not?
Why not? Right.
So all I'm keeping is the helmet and the drumstick ice cream cones. Giving away the rest, selling the cars. That's still not bad though.
No,
It's
that's-
still not
that's
a bad
pretty
price.
nice. Yeah.
It's almost worth entering, you know. And you had to imagine that there'll be more because if there's other ads, they're promising. But what if somebody has a diamond, you know, like a jewelry place is on there or something? Oh, what if they do one of them Jesus ads?
What do you get?
What are they going to give you?
Eternal life.
I don't know.
Congratulations, you now have eternal life.
If I walk outside and there's some poor fellow up on a cross in my yard, I'll be like, "You got to get down from there, man." I live in a homeowners association.
I don't think they're going to appreciate that very much.
Yeah.
You're
The
bleeding.
HOA
You're
Nazis-
bleeding all over the flowers. Come on, get down.
HOA Nazis are not going to let you stay there.
You're going to have to get down off there. Hamilton Porter says, "What's your favorite commercial?" Favorite commercial. Mine is either "What's Up" or that Mean Joe Green one. Wow, you went way back, Hamilton Porter. I don't have a favorite. There's just been times where you're watching, you're like, okay, that was good. But that doesn't happen very much, especially not, like you say, like the last 5-6 years. Hasn't been very good.
Well, Jeffrey, you're a tough sell, to be honest. You're a tough sell. It
No,
takes
I mean-
a lot to make you laugh.
Yeah. I don't know why. I'm just dead inside, I guess. What's the last good one you guys saw then?
I don't know.
Boy,
I mean,
I
it's
can't even think about
it's
it.
hard because like you said, they haven't stood out lately.
Where's the beef?
Where's that one where they man baby pig where the
yeah,
that was a good one.
Puppy
That was
Monkey
funny.
Baby.
Yeah, puppy
Puppy
monkey,
Monkey
baby.
Baby.
There you go.
That one, just because I love the Puppy Monkey Baby. I don't even know if that was a Super Bowl commercial. Was it? Was it?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah.
Halfy Lefty, her and I are on the Twitters there together, and yeah, I don't like hang out with her or nothing. He says I went to school with Maria Shriver's niece at NAU. Nice girl. Yeah, seemed like a nice family there. I'm just saying. Bruno Baller says you may have to pay sales tax on all of that, or some of it at least the vehicles for sure. Yeah, I know, but I'll sell them. So I ain't worried about losing money on the deal because selling them, not keeping them. Desert Viking says, where do I go sign up for this contest? Also, what do you think the sentence would be if I used my drone to drop 30-pound jar of mayonnaise on Taylor Swift at halftime? You'd be murdered. You'd be death for you.
The Swifties would get you and tear
Yep.
you limb from limb
They'd
before the
get your
police got
ass.
there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the address again is DoorDash all the ads.com. Please don't make me do that again. Hamilton Porter says, hey, I got your Super Bowl talk right here. He sends me a map, and on the map it shows states that want the 49ers to win, half of California, states that want Kansas City Chiefs to win, and it shows Oklahoma and Missouri. Is that what that is? What I can't, or is that wait, that's just 2 states. I did. What about the rest of the United? You're saying nobody cares about the Super Bowl? Oh, that's not true.
That can't be
That's
true.
not true.
Because there are so many people that are just rooting against the Chiefs actively because they're the Chiefs and no one likes to see dynasties, apparently. That can't be true.
Wait a second. That's not Missouri. What the hell states do you have covered with the Kansas City flag there? Is that Missouri right there? I can't see. It's too small on the screen, so you'll have to type out what those are from here. It's not that I'm bad at geography. It's just so small on the screen. I can't see it. Hefty Lefty says, hey, didn't AI already dump sticky? What are you talking about? AI? Or are you saying Al? Didn't AI already dump sticky white liquid on Taylor Swift? Oh,
well, it did that. Yeah.
Shame on you. Hamilton Porter
Hmm.
says it's Kansas and Missouri. The gray is can they just both lose? Oh yeah, you got to click on the thing. Oh, I see. No, I don't think that's an accurate map. I mean, I don't think we do. I don't know. Do we care who wins? I don't care who wins.
I give a rip who wins.
But I never care who wins
until you bet on it. Then you care who wins.
Unless there's somebody that I truly hate, which has almost never happened. I don't really care who wins.
So, without doing our picks, I know that I won't be upset if the Chiefs win. I won't be upset if the 49ers win.
Yeah. Take it or leave it with me. It's just whoever wins, wins. And we'll talk about it.
Yes, the 49er fans will be absolutely impossible. But they're already annoying.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be too much difference. But then the Chiefs, they win. It's just another day at the office for them. So yeah, I'm not really anti either team winning,
Yeah, I mean, it's the only thing I want is a good game. If we get a good competitive game, it's close at the end, and it's got all of the highs and lows throughout the whole thing. I don't really care.
Big George says, so if there's a commercial for that colonoscopy in a box, what do you get? Do you get like a box full of poo?
No, you have to supply the poo.
Yeah, I think you just get a free box. You get a free exam. I don't think they ain't sending it out. I think you send it in. Hamilton Porter says, does Andy Reid ride his cheeseburger into the sunset if the Chiefs win? No. He's said over and over again, he has no intention of quitting. He has no intention of not coaching. So he's going to keep on keeping it on. Either way, win or lose, Andy Reid is going to keep doing it as long as his heart is in it. And what I don't mean that he wants to coach. I mean, like his heart actually works. He eats a lot of cheeseburgers.
Yeah. So, by his own admission, they are his favorite food.
Hey, remember I told you about Olivia Culpo, that gal that's dating Christian McCaffrey, and she wanted to one-up her future mother-in-law, so she got them a suite at the Super Bowl. And we told you those were going between $800,000 and like $2 million, right? Well, I don't know which version it was. Who knows if it was the 2 million version? Probably not. Taylor Swift probably got that one wrapped up. So whatever the case, rich people gonna feast. Oh my God! You know what they're gonna be eating? Wagyu hot dogs, surf and turf buffet. The luxury suite comes with a $2.5 million price tag, so it's going to have the best stuff in there. I guess some media members got to look inside the expensive box that you get 20 people in there, 20 rich people, no poors allowed, 20 rich people, and when 49ers and the Chiefs play at Allegiant Stadium there in Vegas. And I guess here's what they got. They got really good food. Oh, my God. I don't know if you've seen the pictures. The surf and turf buffet looks great. The Wagyu beef and lobster, carne asada fries, seafood stuffed potatoes, bacon wrapped hot dogs, cheesecakes. Of course, they got popcorn and all that stuff too. They got drinks, full service bar, anything you could possibly want. So, but yes, $2.5 million somebody has paid for that suite for 20 people. What's $2.5 million divided by 20? Somebody get a calculator out.
Once again, I need to underline my contract that said I was told there'd be no math on this show.
2, 5. Hold on, I got it. Divided by 20, $125,000 a person.
Oh my God.
$125,000 a person.
I mean, you got to really like these people if you're going to pay that much for them.
Hamilton Porter says it'd be funny if like you get there, they're like, it's a cash bar, sir. Oh, what? I just paid $125 for that one chair. You damn right you're going to liquor me up. Hamilton Porter, thank you for that. So yeah, I guess I don't know who's going to be in there, but I'm guessing who. It's not going to be. I mean, Olivia Culpo wants to impress Christian McCaffrey's mom, probably in the $800,000 range, not in the $2.5 million range. But hey, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Lisa McCaffrey is so insufferable. Olivia Culpo, she's like, I'm going to win this once and for all. Because if you get her the $1 million suite, then Lisa McCaffrey's like, well, it wasn't the $2.5 million suite. I guess we're not worthy of that from Miss Moneybags. No, Olivia Culpo, she's like, no, I'm winning.
And the thing, because the thing is, you do the $2.5 million, you win every argument for all time.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot you can say when
you're out for dinner. If you just sit there like this. You got to be kidding. You got to be kidding. $2.5 million. Eye Candy says, hey, Jeffrey, the last really good Super Bowl ad, it was like Terry Tate, office manager. That's a damn good one. Well done, Eye Candy. Well done. That is a good one. Was that it? Was that a Super Bowl one? Or was just a really great commercial? I don't even remember. I'll take Eye Candy's word for it, though. Number one Rattlers fan says, so the 1995 Super Bowl was the last Super Bowl at a college stadium. I got a job selling hot dogs, and I made over $380. But the cool part was I sat on my hot dog box at the 50-yard line after halftime. Okay, that's cool. Nobody yelled at you, huh? Oh, that's good for you, man. Big George says $125 per person for a luxury suite. That's just, that comes with popcorn and nachos. I get that at Harkins for like $10 a piece.
By the way, the Terry Tate commercial was a Super Bowl ad.
Oh, it was damn good. That was damn good. So, golly, even if I won like the big Mega Million for like $300 million, I ain't doing this. I'm not buying a $2.5 million suite. I don't know. Maybe my thoughts on that'll change when I'm ridiculously when you're rich.
Yeah, I just I wouldn't. I just would have trouble justifying that for one night.
That's why when Lisa McCaffrey starts digging on her son, well, Moneybags won't pay for it. It's like Moneybags over there knows that if he gives you everything you want, anytime you want, every time you want it, he'll have no money left.
And also, he's rich. He's richer now, but he wasn't Moneybags like a season ago. He just hit the money, like the big money part of his deal, the extension that the Niners gave him. He was still on the rookie deal before.
Although that's mom. That is mom. You know, I tell her, I says, listen here, Mom, I'm going to buy you a house for $1 million. I'm not going to buy you a suite for one day. Not even a day, for 4 hours, 5 hours. But I'm buy you that for 5 hours, or I'm going to buy you a house for the rest of your life. And there's going to be a TV inside where you can sit down, watch the Super Bowl, and STF you. I love you, Mom.
Yeah,
but you're out of your damn mind.
That's your mom, so you gotta do something for her. But like, she doesn't have to sarcastically call you Moneybags to the media. Like, she has to have some idea that just sounds awful.
She seems kind of like a horrible person, to be honest. I mean, you know. Right. Hamilton Porter, yes, thank you. 888-368-1580. Oh, we're running late. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back and we'll talk more about the game and the athletes. It's the Daily Blender when we here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Free air-chilled boneless chicken breasts and 4 juicy boneless pork chops with your order. OmahaSteaks.com/VSIN. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
The PGA Tour getting ready to stop in Phoenix for the Waste Management Open at the TPC of Scottsdale, one of the more popular tournaments on the PGA Tour, which will wrap up on Super Bowl Sunday. Scotty Scheffler is the defending champion. He's also the betting favorite to win this week at plus 450. Justin Thomas plus 1,000. Max Homa plus 1,800. Jordan Spieth also plus 1,800. And Sam Burns at plus 2,200. One prop bet for the Phoenix Open. Will there be a hole-in-one? Yes, is minus 120. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZzzQuil.
ZzzQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZzzQuil nights. Explore our products at ZzzQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Hey, Jeffrey O'Brien here. And listen, Phoenix has had over 53 days of 110 degree plus this summer. This last July alone, we had 30 consecutive days of 110 plus. And this summer heat might just be the new normal for summers here in Arizona. What you need to do is call Harmon Solar today. Harmon Solar could save you over 80% off your electric bills. They're a locally owned, family-owned company. Call Harmon Solar for a free estimate. 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
2 yards should be just a nice, comfortable 9-iron for him. They're going to go nuts when he hits this thing.
What in? The People's Open is back. See the PGA Tour's best teed up at the 2024 WM Phoenix Open presented by Taylor Morrison. February 5th through 11th at TPC Scottsdale. Get tournament and ticket info at WMPhoenixOpen.com.
Come join American Furniture Warehouse and see our amazing deals on sofas, sectionals, recliners, bedroom furniture and mattresses, dining room furniture and accessories. AFW has the latest styles, largest selection, and lowest prices anywhere. Our warehouses are full and ready for you to take your new furniture home today. At American Furniture Warehouse, you'll find the perfect items for your space at a price you'll love. Visit one of our 3 Phoenix area showrooms or shop online at AFW.com. AFW.com.
Mom, where are my keys?
Why do I have to take out the garbage? I'm too sick to go to school. Quit hogging the bathroom.
If you're having a hard time living with all the noise, it's even harder to live without it. Fake pills with fentanyl are the #1 killer of youth in Arizona. Learn how to talk to your kids at talknowaz.com. This message is sponsored by the Substance Abuse Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
Hi, I'm Ralph Romano.
And I'm Neil Lynch.
We've been friends for over 30 years. And
Wait. It's been over 30 years?
Yep, you are that old.
Well, at least you have one friend.
Anyway, we have a show called The Weekend Warriors, Saturdays at 10 a.m.
We'll discuss national and local sports, and we'll talk about some sports that you don't hear about much.
We'll also interview local athletes, coaches, and sports-related business owners to share their stories with you.
We look forward to sharing these great stories and hanging out with you.
It's The Weekend Warriors every Saturday at 10 a.m. right here on 1580 The Fanatic. It's Dave Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, and of course, I guess the whole thing about the surface that the 49ers are having to practice on. Shannon's like, oh, we're good, we're fine. Players are like, we're not so good, we're not fine. Goodell says, no, we're good, we're fine. And now the NFLPA is like, well, we're going to talk about whether we're all good or fine. Gee, many Christmas people. They're just making a big deal about why are they making such a big deal about this?
Well, I'm going to listen to the guys that actually have to do the running on the field.
No, I
If
agree.
They say they're not fine. The coach, who doesn't have to run on the field, and the league, comprised of people who do not have to run on the field, probably don't have the strongest say there. And so the NFLPA is like, okay, you guys are clearly not listening to the players. So now we've got to insert ourselves into this. They're probably not doing great.
Well, Andy Reid inserts himself into it, but man, he had this the best smile and this gleam in his eye when he's like, yeah, listen, thanks, Raiders. We're having a great time at your facilities. And our practice field is amazing. Everything's good here. Thank you so much. Andy Reid is poking everybody. He's laughing at the 49ers like, hey, everything's great over here. Shame you're not the home team. And he's like, hey, Raiders, thanks for letting us use all your facilities. They're amazing. Because every Raider fan is like, die on fire, Chiefs. They hate the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Die on fire. So, yeah, of course, Andy Reid is loving this in every different direction, saying, oh, yeah, well, just, man, you got to give the Raiders credit. Oh, what a great conditions to prepare for the game. Unlike the 49ers, I think our guys have been focused in on this point, and boy, are these facilities great. Oh, this maniacal gleam in his eye if you saw the actual press conference.
Isn't this a bit strange, though? I mean, shouldn't there be some way that if you're going to have a Super Bowl in your city, there should be a facility for both NFL teams that are like NFL quality fields for them to work out on, to practice. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely. And I think the NFL thought they created that.
Well, instead of
UNLV.
Just the NFL clearly didn't. The UNLV has got an artificial turf football field, and they put sod over it. I mean, isn't there another field that's got they could have resodded, knowing the NFL was going to come in here
and do
Nevada. A Super Bowl?
I mean, I get that, but this is an organization that spent all that money on that stadium and everything else. I agree with Randy. When they built that stadium, part of the intention was hosting a Super Bowl. So if you knew that's what you wanted to do, why on earth wouldn't you have it? So
isn't there a community college? Isn't there a community college or something that would have a sod field that the NFL could come in?
It's a more desolate desert than we even have. So everything that they do there outside is probably going to be dependent on artificial turf, I think. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know. It just seems to me if you have a Super Bowl there,
a lot of places have an extra practice bubble. I just,
good point.
Put up a practice bubble and put a field in there. There's got to be a better way to do this. This is ridiculous.
You'd have to ask Roger Goodell about that. But like I said, I think they thought they had it figured out, but turns out they didn't. So now, 49ers are complaining about it. So, by the way, Roger Goodell was asked about the whole streaming thing that's going on. And now there's people who are saying that some contracts for media were signed, and they had no idea this whole streaming thing was coming with these three companies getting together and starting this. So this could impact a lot of the media contracts that are currently out there and just create this massive mess. But outside of that, when he was talking, and they're like, hey, so you had a playoff game that was exclusively on Peacock, and a lot of people are upset about that. Are you going to do a same thing with a Super Bowl someday? Roger Goodell says, certainly not. There will certainly not be Super Bowl streaming in my tenure.
Yeah.
That means it's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's already rich as hell, and he plans on being out of there by the time that becomes an issue, and it won't be his problem. And then no one can blame Roger Goodell for that, at least, even though he is very much paving the road for it. We should probably still blame him.
In the same breath, we said, certainly not in my time. That said, the average age of the viewers for the Peacock game was 10 years younger than other games, and a continuation of that trend could lead to different things for us there.
Wow. Yeah, well,
okay, if you're talking out of both sides of your face, man.
It's just inflation is really bad. Wait for that generation to start having to pay for things. I don't know that we're necessarily going to be paying for streaming football.
He says, we got to fish where the fish are, okay? When it comes to finding audience for games. While they'll be fishing in those ponds in the future, fishing.
It's just
do a fishing show.
I think what they're trying to do, I think on all fronts, I think radio, I think video, television, movies, I think they're all going down this road of putting them behind paywalls. And quite honestly, I agree with you, Jeffrey. I mean, at what point do you say enough is enough and everybody just revolts and goes back to broadcast TV, just gets antennas and say, F you guys, I don't need. First, remember, Jeffrey, I don't know if you remember this, and I know Keon does remember this. When cable first came out, there were no commercials on cable. There was not commercials on cable, and that was part of the draw. You paid your money and you got commercial-free television, you got commercial-free HBO, you got commercial-free everything. Now there's commercials just like on broadcast television.
Yeah, I mean, like I was watching Prime the other day. There are ads interrupting the shows on Prime.
And there it is.
And there wasn't. So, yeah, no, I 100% agree with you. And yeah,
the public has got to revolt. I mean, everybody's got to say, you know what? No.
Because you know what really ticks me off about this whole thing? It's that the NFL, and not just the NFL, all of these sports leagues and these broadcasting companies are putting things behind streaming paywalls. And then when you ask them, why are you doing this? Nobody likes this. Nobody wants this. They just throw their hands up and say, it's just market forces. Like it's happening to them and it's not choices they're making. To me, it's just insane.
The reason they're doing it is people will pay the price and they're making money off of it. If they weren't making money, I could tell you this, they wouldn't do it.
So listen, McDonald's is getting pushback for having super expensive items in some restaurants, like where you're paying $20 for a Big Mac meal. People are losing their minds over $3 hash browns. They're pushing back. And now you're going to see McDonald's sort of pull back and start their dollar menu up again. People have to push back, or these streaming services, these cable providers, these dish providers, all these people, until you push back, they're going to keep charging more. They're going to keep scattering all this stuff. So you got to pay $5 over here, $10 over here, $8 over here. And it's going to be way more expensive than you ever paid with the best package on Cox Cable or DirecTV.
And I couldn't agree with that more. Because the thing with it is they're not making money off of it yet. Like they're still pushing it to where they're trying to make it normal so that everybody does it. Because they know once that happens, then that's where the money is. So the time to really push back is right now.
Keon, let me ask you a question. Do you have ESPN Plus?
I do not.
Do you have another subscription service you pay for?
I do. Yeah.
Jeffrey, you have ESPN Plus?
Yes, I do.
I won't buy it. And I don't care. I've already made my line in the sand. I don't care if they put 100 hours of golf or baseball on there. If they put Sunday Night Baseball on there, I still won't buy it.
But see here, I've got it as a package deal with Disney and Hulu. We do watch Hulu. We do watch Disney. I don't even have the ESPN Plus channel or app up on my TV. Occasionally I might read a story on there, but that's about it.
Sure.
So for me, it just happens to tag on with a couple of other things I already have.
I get it. And that's how they get you hooked. They get you into that. And then all of a sudden, now you're going to have to get, instead of just ESPN Plus, you're going to have to get ESPN Plus Premium.
ESPN Plus Plus.
Yeah, I mean, or even with Hulu, there was like a brief time where the live sports was something you could just go and watch. Hulu has live sports. Now you have to pay for that part. Like that's its own thing.
And it's because they saw how popular it was.
And I'm not doing it either. I'm just not doing it. And I think that like a lot of people are going to have to decide that and say, you know what, this is where you draw the line.
Here's what you do. I'm right about to the point where I'm about to do this. Going to get rid of a bunch of stuff. And what I'll do is I'll have a streaming service. And then when I feel like I'm out of things to watch on it, I cancel it and I start the other one. And then when I feel like I'm out of stuff to watch on that, cancel it, start another one. And that way I got one streaming service and I'm not sitting, because I'm just hemorrhaging money in the TV.
I know.
For all the different damn channels that I got. I'm sitting there with Apple TV. I'm not paying for it, but I'm eyeballing some of them shows going, And I'm like, oh, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't be an idiot. And I'm like, well, if I could cancel that guy over there, then I could watch that. Well, why haven't you done that all along? Because I'm dumb. So that's what I'm going to start doing. I'm going to start canceling all of them, watch everything on one, start another one. And then I'll come back around to the original one when they got new stuff.
Well, I'll just tell you, I mean, when these
it's
corporations,
probably not a new idea.
When these huge corporations start to feel the heat in their wallets, they'll make changes.
Yeah, it's just because if we leave them up to their own devices, they're going to do the insanity that we have just experienced, where cable had a bunch of problems and it was really expensive and a lot of people couldn't have access to it. So we have streaming services, which was the solution to cable. But now there's so many streaming services. If you want to watch one thing, it's here. You want to watch another thing, it's there. Sometimes you get this thing You get the Netflix, and whatever you wanted to watch on Netflix is somehow migrated over to Max. Why?
Oh,
Nobody
that's really
knows.
annoying. I
It's
hate
just,
that.
it's insanity. So now we're getting the thing we talked about yesterday, that sports streaming service that's supposed to combine them again. Guys, you have just reinvented cable. You just did cable a second time.
It's sports cable, though, Keon. It's just sports cable.
Well, for now, wait till they get the bright idea to do with all the other shows. Then we'll just have online cable.
And all the people that used to have these enormous DVD and VHS collections of movies.
Oh, yeah.
They're kicking themselves right now for getting rid of that stuff.
Oh, I still have all my DVDs.
Oh, yeah.
Well, good. Because I got to tell you, man, it's getting to a point where I'm going to fire up the old DVD again. I've got a VHS sitting right here that works just fine. And I've got movies I can watch on VHS. And that's the way I'll go about it.
I have all the DVDs because they're in my speaker stands. You know, my left and right.
Yeah.
So it's these. I've got these towers of all my DVDs.
Yeah.
And then I also have this attachment thing where I can connect it up to, and I can just record them into a computer if I want. I could fly and watch these movies anytime I want. So no. Man, you spent $20 a piece on them DVDs. So I ain't gonna throw those away. Get me out of your mind. I told my wife. She's like, you should get rid of those. We have streaming. I'm like, yeah, but what if it's the apocalypse? She says, I don't think we're going to care about watching Blazing Saddles. I'm like, well, you don't know. Maybe the instructions for how to do things are just sort of quietly in some of these DVDs, and we can watch and go, oh, that's how you do a thing. And she's like, that's not going to really happen in how in the movie Knocked Up. I'm like, yeah, but just I'm not getting rid of them. They're part of the speaker stands. She's like, all right, fine.
But now you have them, and some of these movies, like the company just takes it off the streaming service, but they don't want to give the rights to any other streaming service, so the movie just can't be watched anywhere. That's insane.
Yeah, I can record all that crap into my computer. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Now that I realize it. Of course, that means I got to watch every single movie in real time. It's not the worst thing in the world.
No,
I mean, I do own all
if you
these.
like the movies, presumably that's why you bought them.
I got like a collector's edition of Predator I've never opened. Like,
fire that bad boy up.
Yeah, it's always on TV. I don't need it. Anyway.
I think on TNT it runs like 7 days a week. It's insane.
I haven't need to crack the seal on it just yet.
I keep watching this one show, and Kim's like, I have that on DVD. And I'm like, why don't I watch it on DVD? Why am I sitting here watching the ads
with the
when I
commercials?
could watch this on DVD?
Unless you have Blu-ray, the quality is probably better on TV than it was on the old DVDs. Remember, the DVDs were not as high quality. The Blu-rays are a much better quality.
I'll buy a damn Blu-ray DVD.
I got a 4K TV down there. You know how bad a DVD looks on that?
That's a good point.
I mean, I have to watch all my shows on a smaller TV.
Yeah. Well, just saying, until everybody kind of, decides that they are not going to pay these prices anymore. And then once you get there, remember when I got on YouTube TV the first time, I cut the cord finally and I shut off satellite and I said, I'm not paying $250 a month anymore. I that's it. I've had enough. And I went to YouTube TV. The first month I was on, they raised their damn price.
Yeah. I know that. Were they like $70, $80 now? Yeah. Not hearing.
They're like $79 now. When I got on there, they were $59.
They're just going to get you wherever you go. They're going to get you.
No, I'm going to rig up some super antenna on my, there's gotta be something out there, amongst all the things on the internet, how to build a pipe bomb, how to send ammonia sulfate to over here. There's gotta be a way where you can rig up your TV to get all the channels.
Yeah. You just buy an antenna. That's what you do, Randy. You don't have to worry about pipe. Don't look up pipe bombs. Just look up buying
You'll end up on a
antennas
list
from Amazon.
It'll be bad.
I got a great indoor antenna from Amazon. I got to turn it occasionally if the station's not perfect, but works beautifully. You just get yourself one of them.
We need to start like a grassroots movement, Jeffco.
And here, can I just give you another piece of advice? Considering what it sounds like you sometimes search for, take that computer you have and throw it away. Just throw it in the trash before the FBI comes to your house. That way, there's no evidence.
Just take the hard drive out, smash it with a hammer, and throw that in the garbage.
Get a new Gmail address. I would do it right now. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with things I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of the disease called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, straight lines seem wavy, like when looking at a door frame. For others, blurry or missing spots can make it hard to read or see loved ones' faces. Many have trouble seeing in low light, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you've been diagnosed with AMD and notice vision changes, don't wait. Talk to your eye doctor about GA today. Learn more at gawon'twait.com. That's gawon'twait.com.
2 yards should be just a nice, comfortable 9-iron for him. They're going to go nuts when he hits this thing.
What in? The People's Open is back. See the PGA Tour's best tee it up at the 2024 WM Phoenix Open presented by Taylor Morrison. February 5th through 11th at TPC Scottsdale. Get tournament and ticket info at WMPhoenixOpen.com.
Just in time for the NFL playoffs, Salt Creek Furniture has a fantastic sale. We're moving our Glendale store at 8078 West Bell Road, and the entire store is up to 50% off. It's crazy. $5,000 sectionals for just $2,500. Recliners, sofas, and so much more at prices that are sacking the competition. Salt Creek Furniture, 4 Valley locations. See it all at saltcreekhomefurniture.com. saltcreekhomefurniture.com.
The IRS is ramping up collection, and if you owe back taxes or have years of unfiled tax returns, listen carefully. Before it's too late, check your eligibility for the Fresh Start program still offered by the IRS to reduce or even eliminate your tax problems. Call our special hotline number now and find out in minutes if you qualify for these life-changing debt reduction programs. Business or personal, if you're in a payment plan with no end in sight, have unfiled tax returns, under audit, have a wage or bank levy, or finally just want to know your options, call the experts at Republic Tax Relief and stop collections immediately. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau with a 5-star rating from Yelp, this veteran-owned company has the fight you need to take on the IRS. Don't go at it alone. Call their hotline number now, 800-819-1120. That's 800-819-1120. Find out if you qualify today. Call 800-819-1120 or go to republictaxrelief.com.
I'm here to tell you about a technological shocker. Believe it or not, you can listen to us on your smart speaker.
That's shocking.
Wow. What a world we live in. All you have to do is say, listen to 1580 The Fanatic.
Dave Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. We really didn't talk much about Super Bowl stuff at all, did we? We got sidetracked. So maybe Thursday and Friday, that's all we'll do. I don't know. Or Friday at least. We'll try.
We'll try. I mean,
Like
it
an
is
hour.
Friday because this is the blender, and Fridays in the blender get weird sometimes.
So I just saw Channel 12 was saying that the Coyotes are not on the agenda for the State Land Department Board of Appeals meeting tomorrow. In order for the land to be put up for auction, they have to approve the Coyotes' application. So nothing's happening.
I don't know what's going to happen now.
I'll tell you what's going to happen. Nothing's happening right now. Dr. Roadmap says when you got to pay somebody $15 an hour to drop a basket into a fry vat, you got to charge $3 for a bag of fries. Yeah, I get you, man. I hear you. And but I think that the entire nation should have been fighting a little harder against inflation. It's all just imaginary stuff. I mean, inflation is imaginary.
Yeah, you don't have to blame the employee. The fries don't have to cost that much.
No, they're making plenty of money.
Like the food stuff is whatever. I'm just saying because I live with somebody who works at a McDonald's. They ain't making that much.
And here's the thing: you should send your friend to In-N-Out Burger.
they pay like $18 to $20 an hour when you start there.
Might do that.
I'm just saying.
Might do that.
So, that's the difference. In-N-Out doesn't just pay minimum wage. They pay better because they're trying to do better. And I guarantee you they're making money. So, yeah, we got to push back against some of these things. I mean, we're just talking about streaming services and stuff like that and what the NFL is going to do or sports in general is going to do to make you try to watch your favorite sports or teams. But I tell you, we are going to push back and we are going to cut back and we're not going to be paying as much. And they're going to start to lose money for trying to get more money. You watch, it'll happen. Kyle G says there's plenty of places to watch sports for free, Sure, a computer takes 15 minutes to start up, but with all the money I'm saving not streaming TV, I can afford a new PC every few years.
Yeah, but if you go out to these sports bars, I mean, think about it. You're going to sit down, you're going to have, one or two drinks, maybe 3 drinks. You're going to have probably something to snack on, some food. Now the bar is making money off you. You could sit at home for free and watch this for, conceivably you could watch it for free on the TV if you had like an antenna. You know what I mean?
Randy, I'm Irish. The bar is going to make money off me anyway.
Yeah.
You might as well see the game.
Well, not if you don't go to the bar is my point.
Just don't understand that what you're trying. I don't understand what you're saying. So Scoozer says it's going to be biblical rain the next 36 hours. So pop those DVDs in and get reacquainted with old Mongo and Blazing Saddles again. Just saying.
Yeah. Biblical rain, huh?
I guess so. That's what he thinks. Against the Spread says, don't open the plastic on the collection edition Predator movie, Jeffrey. That's going to be worth money later. Yeah, okay. I don't know. I'm the kind of guy, I open up toys that people say, that's a collector's item. No, that's a toy. So I don't care.
Though, unless it's currently valued at a very high number, in which case that's a collector's item.
So if I look it up and it's only going to sell for $10, it's a toy. If I look it up and it's going to sell for a couple $1,000,
that's a collector's
item.
Yeah, it's all about how much money it's worth right now.
Number one Rattlers fan says, I once got 13 DVDs for a penny. I was brilliant. I bet you still owe them some money, don't you? They haven't tracked me down for that, Columbia House. I got lucky. They went out of business, and I was just like,
whew. The old Hollywood Video. They never got most of those back.
Hamilton Porter says, get to the chopper. Desert Viking says, I think you guys fail to realize that, you know what, when somebody starts a sentence like that, I feel condescended to.
Yeah. Because it's a condescending way of starting a sentence.
How do you know I failed to realize anything? Well, I'll read it anyway. He says, I think you guys fail to realize that the pushback on these streaming services is illegal streaming. Streaming services and Sunday Ticket are getting phased out because people have had enough. This is the age of the internet. There's no reason to pay for these things, and you can stream every out-of-market game for free on Sunday.
Yeah, the thing is, though, it is illegal, but when people thought the prices were fair, they didn't mind paying.
Yeah,
it's when you start to jack up the prices. It's every year you're subscribed to Hulu, and then they bump up the price another $5 and another $5 and another. Like, at some point, it's just not worth it. And that's the reason why people turn to illegal things usually, is because they've been priced out of the stuff that's legal.
Navy Devil, I guess, knows something about Las Vegas. He says Bishop Gorman High School probably has better facilities than UNLV. That's that imaginary school, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Which I don't know that that's true, because they didn't actually have their own football field.
I think that might have been.
If you do happen to have the Max, I wouldn't run out and go get Max, but if you happen to have it,
I do.
That documentary, the documentary about Bishop Gorman.
Oh, is it on there?
Yeah, it's called BS High.
Yeah, okay.
And it is.
I thought it was
really
just like
good.
a teen angst kind of film.
It's
about
that. It's about that, and the coach of that team, that guy's like a villain, like a real life villain. He didn't care about any of those kids. I feel bad for a lot of them because they were promised an actual education and things. Yeah,
that's the kind of guy that makes me think we're getting an island. I just don't want to be around that guy anymore.
Yep.
Baker's Cocky Hen says Christian McCaffrey needs to introduce his mom to Zach Wilson. He's got some money and he needs to buy his way into a Super Bowl. He also likes MILFs. Well, except for I think that Christian's mom is still with Christian's dad. I think. I don't know.
It's never stopped Zach Wilson before. I actually don't know that.
It's none of my business. It's none of my business. And I like Christian McCaffrey too, so I feel weird talking about his mom.
Yeah.
Bala 51 says the Open was epic today. And he sent me a picture there. Let's see here. All right. I heard that everything kind of got canceled though. No, he's drinking. That's why. Yeah. All those people there drinking had no idea it was canceled. They just
stayed
kept
there
partying.
and drank. Yeah.
Am I right, Bala 51?
They'll wake up tomorrow. What are these little red spots all over me? Do I have chicken pox? No, you were standing in a hailstorm.
Bala 51. I don't know which one is you. If you're the one taking the picture, then that's great. But the person there with the LA hat, it looks like they're giving the bird from their. He's holding his cup like this, and it's like kind of hard to tell. But I think we're being flipped off. We might being flipped off right there.
It's possible.
Oh, there's a nice rainbow in the picture too.
Well, that's nice. Yeah.
That means God promises you guys can go get liquored up there again tomorrow.
Yeah.
Moisman says that's Bishop Sycamore. Bishop Gorman is where DeMarco Murray went to school in Vegas.
Oh, my bad. I got those confused. Too many Bishop named schools, damn it.
Too many bishops have these high schools.
The Bishop. All right, let's go ahead and do this. It's time now for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1990, Lisa Leslie of Morningside High School in Inglewood, California, scored 101 points in the first half against South Torrance High School. The final score was 102-24 as the coach of South Torrance decided not to bring his team out for the second half, and they went the hell home. Back to me, Jeffrey. That's amazing. So one girl scored 101 points in the first half.
To be fair, arguably one of the greatest women's basketball players of all time.
Oh, so she went on to the WNBA, and so that was more about her being great and not as much about South Torrance High needing to never play basketball again.
Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. She was the first woman in the WNBA to dunk, but yes, probably a little bit of both, though.
Who would correct you if you're wrong?
I don't know.
Nobody but you knows anything about the WNBA around here.
That's fair.
Nobody listening. Nobody down the hall. Nobody knows as much as you about the Nobody on the Mercury knows as much as you do.
I don't know that that's true. But I will.
I feel confident in my answer.
I will say. I will say that the halftime speech had to be absolute gold. Like, ladies, it's just not our day today. We're just gonna go on the bus.
No,
we're gonna get some Happy Meals. Try and.
That's not the halftime
forget
speech.
This.
The halftime speech is this: they get in the locker room, get your stuff, and quietly go to the exit. Get in the bus, duck down. We're leaving. The other team's just out there, and you hear.
It's probably the greatest halftime speech in the history of sports.
All right, everybody.
She scored 100 points. We're done here.
101.
101.
And there was one other point, which means somebody went to the free throw line and missed one. Just amazing. Against the Spread says, great show today, fellas. Your conversation on the streaming services situation was most freaking epic and really resonated with the American working man and women. Fight the system, fellas, and watch the suns on the antenna. Father Ishbia gave us that opportunity. Yep, that's what I did last night. I was using my
Father Ishbia.
using my
now we
antenna.
have a new nickname for the owner of the Suns.
I watched the game on an app that probably shouldn't exist in the App Store, but does. Won't say which one.
Don't you dare tell me in a text message what it is. Desert Viking says, I made more money than the WNBA last year. And that ain't saying much.
I don't know that that's true. They just signed a massive new deal with ESPN. They are making some money.
You don't know what Desert Vikings bank account looks like.
WNBA is doing pretty well.
Mr. Wilbur says, wait till next year's football season. If you want to watch a ASU football game or U-Chalupa football game, some of them, or a good chunk of them, could be on some sort of a streaming service. No, wait.
It's the Big 12 network.
Is the Big 12 the one that's on on my YouTube TV that just says Big? Is that the one?
No,
Well,
that's
there's
Big
Big
10.
10
Oh,
and
crap.
there's Big 12.
I don't think I get Big 12 on YouTube TV. Do
You
I?
have to figure out how to get Big 12.
I
if you
don't. I
wanna
don't
see.
think there's a Big 12 network.
Yeah, there
Um,
is. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
is this going to be on ESPN or Fox or something then?
Yeah, there's a Big 12 network, and there's also a Longhorns network.
The Big 12 sports are just generally on ESPN Plus, is what I'm seeing.
There you
Oh,
go.
so you have to have
You
ESPN
got
Plus.
the ESPN Plus.
Thank God I got Hulu and Disney because then I got ESPN Plus.
Yeah.
Wilbur, you're right. There is no Big 12 network.
Wait a minute. Wilbur's telling you where to watch a game?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to take that advice?
It's a good point. We're going to look into it, Wilbur.
We are going to look into it, Wilbur.
Yeah, you don't need to feel into it. We'll look into it.
Oh my God.
Don't braille yourself
Yeah.
out on this.
When I read a lot, my eyes get strained. Do your fingertips get sore?
I can imagine. Wow. A lot of good points in here.
Just wondering about that.
I'm,
Just occurred to me.
We're not going to see the light of heaven, are we?
No.
Okay.
I got us a nice booth in hell just waiting, everybody. Join us. All right, guys, that's it for us. We'll be back in your radios again tomorrow at 3 p.m. where we might actually talk about the Super Bowl. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.